Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember where we are and how the hell we got here?
Well, the last time we were on an actual chapter before we broke for the weekend, we were on chapter 10.
Sure as fuck were.
And in that episode, we were reading about idolatry and consequences and, basically how God hates the fact that they worship idols and what he's going to do to them and all that kind of wonderful shit.
And that's within the book of Hosea.
In Hosea, yeah. Did I not say that?
You said we were on chapter 10, but you didn't
I didn't say what book.
Yeah.
Hosea. It's Hosea.
Hosehead, as I like to call it.
Now, there was something that got mentioned, and I got curious to look it up. So they referenced at least once, if not a couple of times, the things that happened in Gibeah. Mm-hmm. And so I looked it up because I couldn't remember what that was referencing.
Okay.
And it's in regard to, do you remember when the Levite and his concubine went to this guy's house and then everybody came to the door and wanted to rape them, basically?
Yeah.
You remember that,
I remember
right?
I cried about that because they kicked the girl out and let the guy stay.
Right.
And then they chopped her into a billion pieces.
Well, he chopped her into 12 pieces to send to the other tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that was referencing.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, it was originally in Judges 19 through 21.
Okay.
So if you want to go back and reference that as to what that actually was, that's what it was.
Because we would rather rape and kill a woman than have homosexuality.
Right. Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I didn't know what they were referencing when we were reading it because I couldn't remember what that was about.
Got it.
But now I do. And I'm not sure I wanted to. But
right.
It is what it is.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, right. So that was Hosea chapter 10.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Hosea chapter 11, or Hosehead as I like to call him.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping into Hosea chapter 11.
All right.
Or Hosehead as I like to call him. Because this whole chapter is a hosehead.
I don't know. We decided, I think, one of the previous chapters that God was the hosehead.
God's always the hosehead, regardless of what book we're reading. That's a fact. All right, ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is God talking.
Okay.
Or this is Hosea talking for God talking.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. When Israel was a child, not the dude, but the land,
the people, the whatever,
the country thereof,
sure.
the nation.
Okay.
I loved him.
Aww.
And out of Egypt I called my son. I did.
I don't know that he loved him so. Do you remember what happened on that trip?
He called him.
Yeah, but do you remember what happened on that trip?
He made them take like 40 years because they kept complaining about being tired and hungry and hot.
And
then he threw birds at them and
he killed a lot of people along. He didn't love them that much.
No,
he only loved them a little, like just I don't know. It wasn't great. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would like to not be loved by that guy. He was not nice.
No, but like I like how we have this like after the fact reminiscence of how things were.
Remember back in the good old days, the 1950s, when we didn't have AC or vaccinations
rights.
Or women's rights and
yeah,
and
or civil rights,
and God threw birds at people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I really don't like the reminiscing about the good old times because they weren't good.
No.
They were shitty.
There are good times in every era. That does not make it the good old days.
Right.
That just means, that's when you were a kid or a teenager? Got it. Okay.
And it's from your particular perspective, if it was good or bad, right?
Yep.
Some people didn't have a good time.
No.
So.
I mean, I don't know. My mom talks about the good old days of her childhood, but then she also in the same breath will tell me how there was a pool in her neighborhood that they cemented over rather than allow integration.
Right. Yeah.
They would not want.
That does not seem good to me, especially to a certain segment of people.
I'm glad that she had good days back then.
Right.
Imagine if she, maybe was a person of color.
Right.
I doubt that she would call that the good old days.
No, probably not. Probably not.
But the more they were called, me, God calling them, ring, ring,
right.
ring, ring, the more they went away from me. Those bastards wandering the fucking desert.
Yeah.
They sacrificed to the Baals and they burned incense to images right away.
Just
right away.
Right, just happened right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, they walked out of Egypt and were like, boom, Baal.
Right.
It was I who taught Ephraim to walk. And I just looked it up, and he is using Ephraim synonymously with Israel, with Jacob.
I kind of figured that's how it seemed.
I thought so, but I just wanted to confirm that he is using those three interchangeably.
Okay.
So I think Ephraim is actually like a city of, but...
Got it. It's a representation of the rest of the northern Israel states, whatever they were back then.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was I who taught Ephraim to walk, God who taught those people.
Sure.
Taking them by the arms, but they did not realize it was I who healed them. I mean,
you would think he could have let them know that, though.
Well,
like if he's healing them, if he's doing these wonderful things, you would think he could make it known that he is the one doing that.
And Moses was telling everybody, and Moses is who gathered the people and was like, let's get.
Yeah, but Aaron was making a fucking golden calf while he was up on the mountain talking to God.
Oh, that was several years later after they'd been wandering the desert for a bit.
Still.
When they were leaving, though, remember there was like all those plagues?
Yeah.
And stuff?
Right.
They knew the deal. They were like, oh, this God's scary.
I don't know that they did, because even Pharaoh was like, I don't know, man. And he had magicians or whatever the fuck they were doing similar things. Like he was like, they were having a contest of who could do the worst shit or the craziest stuff.
My frogs are bigger than your frogs.
and Pharaoh kept being like, nah, man, I don't believe in your God.
Okay, but they did believe, the people of Israel did believe, because that was where Passover started, because they put the mark or whatever so that the firstborn child, every firstborn child, male child, whether it was like an animal or a person, would die, and the angel of death would know to pass over them. Right. And so they did that.
Cool story, bro. But like, that may have never happened.
Or it didn't happen. Like, okay. Well, if we're going to talk like that.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of historical evidence saying basically that the Israelites never did an exodus out of Egypt. That was never a thing. They've always kind of been where they were. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's so much cultural mixing between like the Canaanites and the Israelites, because they were essentially the same culture at one point. Mm-hmm. But whatever, man.
Whatever, man. Well, I wasn't going down that part of the story. I was just chasing down the
biblical story.
Well, did they know about God? And I'm saying yes, they did.
According
back then
to the Bible.
According to Moses, who wrote that shit down.
Which is according to the Bible also.
Yes.
I mean, we're basing a lot of shit off of a text that we barely understand.
Right. No, that's true. and it's not even the first draft, because the first draft, like when he climbed up the mountain to do the 10 Commandments, that draft broke.
I want to, I'd be curious if that was a different draft, if there was different rules.
And how many?
Yeah.
Like maybe there were only like 8 the first time. And then when it broke, God was like, hang on. I'm glad that happened anyway.
Right.
I had something else to tell you.
Yeah, added some stuff in there.
All right. So anyway, they did not realize it was I who healed them. I led them with cords of human kindness, with ties of love. I did see this in the notes. What he's talking about basically is like a child leash.
Oh, okay.
Like, when they're either learning to walk or when you're walking through a crowded area and you don't want to lose your kid.
Yeah.
So I led them with cords of human kindness, with ties of love. Like I was pulling them like puppet string kind of things, I was pulling them along
Sure.
and they didn't know that it was me.
I don't believe, like, that doesn't even ring true with the stories that we read.
No.
But
you did not, God.
Okay, whatever.
Hosea, you telling stories on God now.
I think Hosea doesn't really know the story,
Yeah.
I wonder, because there was a lot of talk, we talked about this, where there was a certain, I can't remember which prophet it was, but there was it was either a king or a prophet that brought back the book of Moses.
Yeah.
Because it apparently had been lost for a long time.
And we were like, what do you mean brought back?
Right.
Oh, has it been gone all this time?
Which makes me wonder that if it was just like rewritten at some point.
Right.
And if that's the case, then
fuck all this.
Yeah.
All bets
like
are
it's
off.
all stupid. Right.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. So Hosea is like making this shit up based on like, but that's what my dad said.
Right. Yeah. No, it's all hearsay. It's all passed down through generations. That's all this is, really.
To them, I was like one who lifts a little child to the cheek, and I bent down to feed them. Will they not return to Egypt? And will not Assyria rule over them because they refuse to repent, those fuckers?
Well, I mean, they're fleeing war.
Yeah.
Not you, not other gods, they're fucking fleeing war.
Yeah.
So whatever, man. If you're God, don't have war happen.
Well, the reason that they have war, they brought it on themselves. They weren't doing the right worship stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
God would take care of them if only.
He's God.
Yeah.
He could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
So
you made them that way.
Yeah.
So fuck off. A sword will flash in their cities. It will devour their false prophets and put an end to their plans.
Keep saying that.
Mm-hmm. My people are determined to turn from me. Oof.
They're not just that they're doing it, but they are determined to do it. They're like, that God sucks, man. I am turning away from him so hard.
It's like a married couple where one of the spouses is cheating and the other one's like, my spouse is just determined to be a harlot. I don't know how to fix this. They're just determined to fuck around. I can't.
Yeah, right.
Determined.
Right, yeah.
My people are determined to turn from me. Even though they call me God Most High, I will by no means exalt them. So they call me God Most High, but then they be worshiping them Baals and shit.
They call other gods the Most High. What I did, look, we've talked about this before. Like, they worship other gods. They worship multiple gods.
It's kind of like when you're a kid and you accidentally call your teacher mom.
Right, yeah.
Or you accidentally tell one of your friends as you're hanging up the phone, love you, because that's what you always say when you hang up the phone with your mom, and you're like, God damn it. And then you're like, no, I don't. I mean, I
do, but I don't.
You're probably
whatever.
fine, but that's not the words I would have chosen just then.
Right.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Yeah.
How can I give you up, Ephraim? I just can't get over you. No, wait, what is it? I just can't quit you.
Yeah.
How can I give you up, Ephraim? How can I hand you over, Israel? How can I treat you like Admah? How can I make you like Zeboim? Okay.
Who the fuck are these people?
No, those are cities, and I have some notes about them, which I will access here in my notey note file.
Place.
My note place.
Your note place.
Some people have a note, don't touch me there, and I have a note. Yeah, okay. All right.
The problem is that we prepped for 4 episodes, so you got to scroll through a lot more notes than
I
you
just had
do.
to scroll through all 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm like, where's that city? Where did it go? Okay, Admah and Zeboim were cities in the same plain as Sodom and Gomorrah, each with a king, and although they are not specifically mentioned by name in the narrative in Genesis, they were destroyed together with Sodom and Gomorrah, as recorded in the general term, those cities and all the plain, which was in Genesis chapter 19.
I see.
Or they did get referenced later in detail, quote, that the whole land thereof is brimstone and salt and burning, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and his wrath. And that was in Deuteronomy chapter 29. Right. So scholars typically link Sodom and Gomorrah with the Yahwistic tradition and Admah and Zeboim with the Elohistic tradition. So
interesting.
They might be separate cities. They might be Sodom and Gomorrah. Who knows?
Right. So, but it's interesting that, you know, well, because this is an older book, we're referencing the other cities in this book. So that, again, there's been some interesting references in this prophet because it's
Hosea
older.
has been referencing a bunch of older stuff that we haven't touched on in a while.
Right.
And the other books that we've been reading, they've been referencing everything in Kings and Chronicles.
Right.
And so that's been like really weird to wrap my head around. This is even weirder because this is going back to the Torah days.
Sure. And to be fair, it was written during Kings and Chronicles, but but he is referencing stuff that is further back. So
yeah. So I'm having a really hard time with the placement of this. Like it feels like it should have been placed further back in the Bible.
Right.
Like, I swear to God, I'm going through and I'm tearing this shit up and putting it in the right order when I'm done. Because apparently God doesn't know how to edit.
Right. Well, obviously.
Yeah. So how can I give you up? How can I hand you over? How can I treat you like Admah? How can I make you like Zeboim? My heart is changed within me. All my compassion is aroused. Yeah, it is. I will not carry out my fierce anger, nor will I devastate Ephraim again. He's like, oh, fuck me. I don't want to destroy you guys. Stop being bastards.
Right.
For I am God, and not a man.
Right.
The Holy One among you. I will not come against their cities. They will follow the Lord. He will roar like a lion when he roars. Oh, so we just went from like he over there, third person, to now, or from first person to now we're talking about God over there, third person. So,
okay.
I
think sometimes God sometimes talks about himself in third person. Yeah. So it's really hard to follow sometimes.
It is, because there was like no quotation mark endings. And
right.
I don't know if it's just a shit translation I'm reading or if this is like really how it be.
I mean, Trump does the same thing. Talks about himself in third person.
He does. And then when he fucks up, he just pretends like that's what he meant to say the whole time. And I'm like, dude, I don't know who's buying it, but only the stupids.
Right.
Because that's dumb. Everybody farts.
Right.
It's okay to admit it.
Yep.
They will follow the Lord. He will roar like a lion. When he roars, like, remember at the beginning of those MGM movies?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Like, when you were a kid and you watched those movies with the lion roar in the beginning, did you ever, like, make the as
Probably,
the lion did it?
But I don't recall specifically.
My whole family did.
Oh.
It was like a thing.
It was never something like that. But
yeah, like when we all saw the lion roar, we would all do the and, you know, like he moves his head and we did it with him.
Right.
And then when they started having the static lion where he didn't move at all.
Yeah.
That was the saddest. We're like, oh,
yeah.
He's not, they'd still play the roar, but it's just a picture of the lion.
Right.
That's not the same.
I don't know that there is even I haven't heard the roar in a long time on a newer movie.
I don't think there's an MGM studio anymore, is there? Is there?
I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
I don't know. I'm an A24 girl. Anyway, he gonna roar like a lion.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
When he roars, his children will come trembling from the west. Will they, though?
Probably not.
They will come from Egypt, trembling like sparrows. From Assyria, fluttering like doves. I will settle them in their homes, declares the Lord.
That's nice.
Ephraim has surrounded me with lies, Israel with deceit, and Judah, is unruly against God, even against the faithful Holy One. The end.
Okay. All right. So they're, again, more dissing the northern tribes and saying, Judah, you better watch yourself. You're getting bad, just like them.
You know
I'm gonna have to punish you soon.
Don't make me punish you.
Don't make me do this, man. Like, I don't want to kill you, but I will.
I don't make me murder you.
Right.
You have it coming.
But I don't wanna.
I can't help.
If you do this, it's because you did it, not because I did it.
You brought this on yourself.
Even though I'll do it. but I'm not the one doing it. You're doing it, not me.
This'll hurt me more than the dead you. What?
All right. That was Hosea chapter 11.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Hosea chapter 12 or Hosehead.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know what chapter we're on?
Well, we just got done reading Hosea chapter 11.
Sure as fuck did.
Which means that today we're getting into
Hosea chapter 12, or as I like to call him, Hosehead.
Right. And in the last chapter, Hosea chapter 11, we read about God. He was trying to tell us how wonderful he was, and that, he wasn't going to leave them in Egypt, and he brought them out. He was such a great stand-up guy.
So magnanimous.
And he really hates to have to be forced to kill them and do horrible things to them. So please don't make him do that. But if he does have to do it, he's going to do it anyway.
Kind of like an abusive spouse who says, I didn't want to hit her. She had it coming.
Right. Yeah.
She deserved what she got.
Yeah. So that was Hosea chapter 11.
He also referred to himself as a lion or something.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
And so I just wanted to mention that I did look it up really quickly. So if you're curious,
because we were talking about MGM Studios.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Sorry.
So I did look it up briefly, and if you're interested in it, you should look it up way more. But MGM is still around, and MGM Studios had the first lion that they used, the first live lion that they used was named Leo, and they used several lions after that for the the roar.
Yeah.
And every time they used a different lion, they always called him Leo, even though the first one was the only actual Leo. Now, back in I think it was 2011 or some shit like that. Amazon bought it. Amazon Prime bought MGM.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So when they put movies out in theater, it's marketed through MGM. When it's on Prime, it goes through, or when it's streaming, it goes through Prime.
Right.
So the two are inextricably linked. And
the lion is still around?
It is an animated lion now that still uses the roar.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So it's an animated Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that kind of makes me sad. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm an A24 girl, so.
Just for those who don't know, A24 is a movie studio that produces movies. So
it produces very well made. It was an independent, artistically geared, independent theater kind of thing.
Right.
Now it's become much more mainstream.
Sure.
So.
Yep. So anyway, we just got done reading chapter 11.
Yes.
And today we're getting into
Hosea chapter 12.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we're hopping into Hosea chapter 12.
All right.
Hosehead, how you doing, Hosehead? Ephraim feeds on the wind.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's. I wish I could feed on the wind.
I love eating
that would
wind.
Be a lot cheaper.
I imagine it tastes like cotton candy, just because it's
cotton candy wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Or blue Gatorade.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something. Yum 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 yum.
Sure.
I ate that wind.
Right.
He pursues the east wind all day and multiplies lies and violence. That motherfucker.
Man.
And so what he means by that is eating the wind is just eating nothing.
Got it.
You're depending on nothing. You're saying nothing.
Got it.
It's not really something that's there, or it's not something you can rely on.
It's all just dust in the wind, man.
It's all just dust in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a treaty with Assyria and sends fucking olive oil to Egypt.
Man.
He's just a little backstabbing son of a bitch.
Right? Yeah, he's working all the sides.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're in the middle of two giant fucking nations, wouldn't you?
Try to placate both?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be attacked by either of those fuckers.
No kidding, right?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. The Lord has charged to bring against Judah. He will punish Jacob according to his ways and repay him according to his deeds.
So he's not going to be nice anymore? We're punishing them now?
Here's the thing. He's talking about Judah, but then he talks about Jacob. Jacob is Israel.
Right.
Not Judah.
No, it's very confusing what he's...
Yeah.
This whole bit is very confusing.
And he's about to talk about Jacob, the person, not the nation.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know. We're going to have
is?
to, yeah, I'm telling you that he's about
okay.
to. So
right.
we're going to have to pay really close attention, and we may have to revisit this even. Okay.
Got it.
So the Lord has a charge to bring against Judah. I don't know why I just said that, because now I'm going to talk about Jacob.
Okay.
He will punish Jacob according to his ways and repay him according to his deeds. In the womb, he grasped his brother's heel. As a man, he struggled with God. He struggled, like, remember, he's always fighting against God and whatever. Like,
Right.
he struggled with the angel and overcame him. Like, remember, he was the one that wrestled with the angel of
I
the
get
Lord
it.
or whatever.
But I gotta wonder here, because Jacob is kind of used as the description of what Israel is, right? Like that's the name of Israel essentially. So I wonder if, because Ephraim and all the northern tribes and all that has gone away, if Judah is Jacob now in lore as opposed to the whole group. So,
but this is pre all of that.
well, the tribes have separated though already. Like there's still the northern tribes have already broken away. They're worshiping the golden calf.
Right, but they haven't been completely swallowed up yet.
Sure, but the good tribe, Judah, is maybe being used as the comparison to Jacob here, possibly.
Okay.
Just in my estimation, maybe
Sure.
that's what's going on.
Sure.
So I don't know for sure, but that's how it feels.
That's fine. I don't have any clue, so that makes as much sense as anything else.
Right.
So anyway, he struggled with the angel and overcame him.
Yeah.
Jacob did.
Sure.
Yeah. He wept and begged for his favor. He found him at Bethel and talked with him there. The Lord God Almighty. The Lord is his name. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
the
right.
Lord is his name.
Yeah.
But you must return to your God, maintain love and justice, and wait for your God always.
Okay.
Do that.
No.
Okay. The merchant uses dishonest scales, and loves to defraud. He's always trying to cheat the customer.
Sure.
Right. Ephraim boasts, I am very rich. I have become wealthy. With all my wealth, they will not find in me any iniquity or sin.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
I think so. They're saying they can buy away.
Yeah, I can.
They're
I'm
saying-
Trump. I can buy anything. I'll never serve a day in jail for all the shit
Right.
I've done. I admit that I've done it, but can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man
Sure.
because I have money.
Right.
But I'm not saying that it's the money that saves me. I'm saying I'm so rich that my sins are not considered sins.
Right.
Like, that's not how that works, bro.
No, but also it could be just, and I don't know what the dynamic is here, but like Ephraim and the northern tribes could have been richer than Judah because they were trading with the other groups and they were doing things
Sure.
that they didn't find ethically correct, right? So therefore they're disparaging them for the wealth that they are bringing in because of
Right.
those situations.
It's like blood money or whatever.
So it could just be jealousy. It could, and I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like speak for what's going on, but it feels like there's a disparity between who is getting what from whom. So
I have been the Lord your God ever since you came out of Egypt. Ever since you came out of Egypt. And
but not before.
Not a day before.
Right, yeah.
I will make you live in tents again, motherfuckers.
Oh, not tents.
As in the days of your appointed festivals. Can you even?
Right. Like what was that one called? The shelter, like the
Festival of
Shelters or something like that? Yeah. Okay. All right.
I spoke to the prophets, gave them many visions, and told parables through them. You know what? God might have done you better if you just spoke straight.
Yeah, to everybody.
Like, you just don't have to do parables. You can actually just fucking explain yourself simply to everybody across the board.
You also don't have to, you don't have to use prophets. That's really dumb.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Like, you seem so limited, God.
Right?
Is Gilead wicked?
Yeah.
Its people are worthless! Exclamation point.
Whoa, I guess they are.
Oof. Do they sacrifice bulls in Gilgal?
Do they?
Their altars will be like piles of stones on a plowed field. Oh, I guess they do.
I guess probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob fled into the country of Aram. Israel served to get a wife and to pay for her he tended sheep.
Okay.
The Lord used a prophet to bring Israel up from Egypt. By a prophet, he cared for him.
We're talking about Moses, right? Because the one who brought him up from Egypt, I guess. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. I'm kind of confused here.
I am a little confused myself.
But Ephraim has aroused his bitter anger. His Lord will leave on him the guilt of his bloodshed and will repay him for his contempt. The end.
Okay.
So God hates you. He gonna get you. The end.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like this chapter is going to require a little bit more work on our Q&A because I didn't understand fully all the dynamics of what was going on here. And
same.
Yeah, there was a lot of there's a lot of references that are older references, so I'm not quite getting them.
I'm like, A, I don't really understand that, and B, I don't fucking remember all that.
Right.
Dude, we've been reading this thing for like 4 years.
Yeah.
I cannot remember everything.
Yeah, the whole Jacob bit was probably like 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
At this point, so
honestly, get the fuck over yourself, Bible. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. Okay.
We are. And let's see, today is Tuesday. Just wanted to reiterate that tomorrow we will be doing our live Discord, which we talked about this last week, but we are in the midst of changing our schedule a little bit. We're going to be doing 4 biblical chapters every week. We're going to be doing one special episode, and every other week it'll be for everybody, and the other week will be Patreon only, but it'll always be available on our Discord for anybody who joins our Discord and joins us on the lives at 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say that now so that if you haven't joined us over there, go do that, or join us on Patreon and help us out that way too.
Yeah.
You can join there and get those episodes for as little as $2 a month, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
And anything else to add before we get out of here today?
So this will be a Patreon episode this week then.
It will be a Patreon episode this week, yes.
And I highly recommend hitting either the live on Wednesday or becoming a Patreon member, because this one's going to be really good. We're going to talk about trans people versus intersex people, and just the whole discussion around what constitutes an easy introduction to that conversation, given that part of that is social, part of it is personal, and part of it is science and hormones and chromosomes and stuff. I'm not going to get like too deep into it because I don't know the science, but I think it's going to be really interesting because I've had some kind of cool conversations that I just wanted to bring to the table.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that discussion, and we hope to see you either on the live or on Patreon for that.
Yeah.
So that was Hosea chapter 12.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Hosea chapter 13.
We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember where we are?
Well, we just got done reading Hosea chapter 12.
Sure as fuck did.
And it was kind of a short chapter, actually.
Short and weird.
Yeah, but it was more of the, Israel sucks because they worship idols and they're doing other things with other, countries and
Baal.
trading with the wrong people and whatever. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then God's going to, punish them by probably killing them or sending people to kill them or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about Jacob a little bit and how, he grabbed his brother's leg on the way out of the womb and stuff. And,
yeah.
But it's something we brought up yesterday that it bothered me that I didn't remember to say it in the moment. And that's that when we were reading about Jacob initially, I don't know that we realized that we were actually talking about tribes and not people.
Right.
So even though we were talking about people back when we were talking about Jacob, it was meant as a metaphor for
the tribe.
the tribes.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't understand that necessarily right when we were reading those chapters way back when, right? But ultimately, the Old Testament back then was talking about people, but meant tribes.
Right.
So
groups of people.
Yeah. Even though we were talking about a person, we were talking about multiple people.
Right.
And so it all fits kind of, but in a roundabout way.
And it felt really weird in this last chapter.
Yeah.
To go back to, oh no, but we're talking about dude again.
Right.
Like, what?
I didn't like them bringing back up the way it was phrased back then because it's very confusing. It's very confusing to the reader to switch between talking about actual events versus metaphorical events.
Like, are we talking about dude Jacob or are we talking about Israel Jacob?
Right.
Like,
And honestly, I don't know for sure because I can't be in Hosea's mind,
right,
or whoever the writer was that was writing this, because maybe they didn't understand what was going on with those stories.
And then sometimes they were like, oh, no, but this time we're saying Ephraim just for shits and giggles.
Sure.
What?
Yeah, it was very confusing.
Pick one. What are we talking about here, guys?
Right.
What's going on?
Anyway, God loves his people but wants to kill them because they suck.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much the theme of all of Hosea so far, other than
the Old Testament.
The Old Testament thus far. But that was Hosea chapter 11. Hosea chapter 12.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Which means that today we're getting into
Hosea chapter 13.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping into the Hosehead, chapter 13.
Hosea.
Whatever you say, bro. Oh, you know what? I have to say something completely off topic before we jump into this.
Off topic?
Yes,
no way.
I'm super excited about this.
Okay.
For those who have been following my medical saga, I got
quite the saga.
It is.
Yeah.
But I got my stitches out today.
Yeah.
And
congratulations.
Also, thank you.
Yeah.
And also, I was at occupational therapy and the girl was like, hey, I can feel that one of your tendons is stuck, so I can pop it for you. It'll hurt like a son of a bitch. Or I could not do it and it'll be kind of stuck like that and you won't have as much mobility. And if you want to fix it like several weeks from now, you change your mind, you'll have to have surgery again to fix it.
Right. So you were like...
I was like, let's just do it now, duh.
Right.
And so she popped it and I came up out of my seat and screamed.
Yeah. But
now my thumb is working good and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in a lot of pain and it was great. And my stitches are out.
Good pain.
Good pain. Yeah. Well, the way I described it to her, because she was like, you know, what do you mean good pain? And I was like, okay, like when you go exercise, right? And then you're done exercising and all your muscles are burning and you hurt.
Yeah.
But it's good pain.
You know it was for a good cause.
It hurts
for a good reason.
Yeah. But it feels good too, though.
Sure.
Like, yes, it hurts, but it's in the good way because you feel loose and you feel good.
Yeah.
Even though it hurts.
Right.
Yeah. That's the way it was.
The good pain.
Yeah, the good pain.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, when Ephraim spoke.
Okay. Yeah.
People trembled.
Wait. When Ephraim spoke?
Yeah.
Not God.
Ephraim.
Okay. Why did people tremble when Ephraim spoke?
That's the rest of the sentence. He
Okay.
was exalted in Israel. That's why.
Wait a second. Is Ephraim God?
I don't fucking know. But he became guilty of Baal worship and died.
Oh, so Ephraim is a person.
Wait,
maybe? What? I'm very confused now.
Hold on. No, okay. I'm going to read this notes. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm really confused.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's my notes. And this covers verses 1-3.
Sure. Okay.
Ephraim prided itself that it was the leading tribe in Israel and that the other tribes did as Ephraim told them.
Okay. So they saw themselves as the leader. And that was something I meant to clarify that I kept wondering. I think you referred to Ephraim as a city or something, but it's actually a tribe.
Oh, okay.
And that was in an earlier chapter that we read.
It was the last chapter.
Because I remember they were part of the Ephraim, Manassas, and whatever.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
But it occurred to me like a day or two ago, and then I forgot to, clarify that.
My bad.
No, you're good.
I wish you would have corrected me because that would have helped me just then. Now.
Oh, I got you.
Just then now.
Well, now I'm clarifying, so.
Yeah, so Ephraim is a tribe, and they're like, we're in charge, and you should listen to us because we're the bestest.
Yeah.
And we rule Israel.
I see.
And then we died.
They died.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. I guess they got
swallowed
conquered.
up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, but he became guilty of Baal worship and died. Okay?
The tribe.
The tribe.
Yeah, okay.
Now they sin more and more.
Well, wait, they died, though.
They're not dead.
How do you sin more and more if you died?
Maybe they died in spirit.
Oh.
They died because they lost God.
Or like God's like, you're dead to me.
Yes. No, I think that's what it is. Like, I'm turning my back on you kind of thing.
All right.
Like, they're dead as far as God is concerned.
Sure.
All
right.
Now they sin more and more. They make idols for themselves from their silver, cleverly fashioned images, all of them the work of craftsmen. It is said of these people, they offer human sacrifices. They kiss calf idols. The fuck? Those motherfuckers. Can you even? That's what they said.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. End quote. Therefore, they will be like the morning mist, again, like the early dew that disappears.
Okay.
Lots of people are like the dew.
Yeah.
Like chaff swirling from a threshing floor, like smoke escaping through a window. Are you catching what I'm...
One comparison is not enough. We have to do multiple here.
Are you picking up what I'm laying down?
I think I'm getting it. Yeah.
But... quote, I have been the Lord your God ever since you came out of Egypt. You shall acknowledge no God but me, no Savior but me.
Okay. I mean, he says that a lot. He says
I'm God. I'm the best.
I don't know about that.
Hey, motherfuckers, I'm still God.
The problem though is that
did you know I'm God?
He doesn't actually say that to anybody other than maybe the prophets. According to the Bible.
He's like, bro, tell them I'm God. Right quick, go over there and tell them I'm God.
Oh, tell them I told them they suck too.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, tell them I love them though.
Yeah, but tell them I'm going to kill them though.
Hey, bro. Like, could you imagine, like, okay, like when you're laying on the couch, right, and your cat comes up to you and it does that thing where it like taps at you and it's like, hey,
right.
Hey, and you're like, what? Do you want up here on the couch? Jump.
Right.
Get on the couch.
Do something, man.
Stop poking at me.
But then you like try to accommodate them.
And then the cat is like, the fuck are you? I didn't want you.
Right. And then it walks like just out of arm's reach and then sits down with its back towards you.
With its back to you. And its tail is not moving except for the very end twitches.
Right.
Which is its middle finger saying, haha, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what God is like.
I made you get up to let me up and then I decided I didn't want it after all.
Yeah.
So.
Because I'm God.
Right.
And you're a son of a bitch.
I think cats are the closest thing to gods.
Right? Because cats are sons of bitches, but we do love them.
If there was a living God, it would be a cat.
It would.
Yeah.
I think the Egyptians had it right.
You know, right? I never put that together, but I think you might be onto something.
They knew. They were like, these sons of bitches right here with their fucking adorable ears and whiskers. Oh, God, I love you, son of a bitch. I hate you, love you.
Embody the characteristics of the Christian God anyway.
Yeah. Love, hate.
The Jewish God. You know.
Hate, love.
Yeah.
Scoop my litter box, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't touch me there. All of a sudden you've been petting me there for 10 minutes, but I don't like it. Bite.
Right.
Yeah. And then they like.
They'll out of the blue just decide to like, scratch you up and destroy you.
Yeah. For no reason.
Right.
Like I was just purring on you so loud you could hear it across the room, but
that's it. Cats are gods.
Cats are Yahweh. Yahweh is a cat. Yeah, it's a fact. You heard it here first.
Yeah, no, that's
well, no, the Egyptians heard it first, but you heard it here second.
Yeah, we're cat prophets.
We are. We're cat whisperers.
That's something.
No, we're not.
We have a cat.
We have a cat.
We love our cat.
We do.
It's not a god.
Dagny is the best.
I'm sorry, Dagny.
Yeah, you're not Yahweh.
You're not a god.
Because
you're as close to God as any animal can be.
Because
you're as close to being a god as any animal can be.
Because you're not quite asshole enough to be that kind of god, right? I think that's an insult to cats.
She is just a little bit too cute.
I just talked myself right out of the thing I had talked myself into.
Yeah,
cats are not gods.
No.
Okay, start over.
Okay.
I cared for you in the wilderness, continued God. Remember how I'm always bragging about how awesome I am and how much you suck?
Right. The caring for them in the wilderness thing, though, again, it's questionable.
He did throw birds at them.
We have very nice rose-tinted glasses at this point.
Don't we?
With regard to how we see that whole trip through the quote-unquote wilderness. So
in the land of burning heat. It says that.
Okay.
Remember that time when I fried you all to hell? I cared. When I fed them, they were satisfied.
Not that one time.
Oh, I like how it goes from, I cared for you. And then it's like he's turning to somebody else and he's like, man, when I fed them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he's talking to you, but then he turns to his buddy and he's like, man, those guys over there, like, what?
It's not great.
It's not good writing. It's very confusing.
But then again, we talked about cats and went straight back to God. So, I mean.
But we're mere humans.
That's true.
We're expected to be fuckfaces.
Yes. I guess that is true.
When I fed them, not you, them, they were satisfied. When they were satisfied, they became proud, and then they forgot me because they're fuckers.
They never knew you. I mean, seriously.
I did throw birds at them.
There's not been one single time in this Bible thus far where I have ever known God to say, yeah, everything's good.
They're pretty cool.
They're on the right track right now.
Yeah.
Everything's going perfect.
They only... you know what? It's like when you keep a diary, you only write in your diary when things are shitty. And that's why I don't keep a diary, because one time I was like a teenager when I had this realization. Mm-hmm. One time I was flipping through, I used to keep a diary when I was in high school.
Sure.
And then I was reading back through it, and I realized if somebody found this, they would not know any of the good things, because I don't write things down when I'm happy. I use this to like pour out my broken heart or my anger.
Yeah.
And they would be like, what a miserable bitch.
Right.
Man. Right. No wonder she's dead. Good thing. Cool. Like, seriously, like, I write some dark shit. So I never kept a diary ever after that realization. That
I think that's good thinking. That's smart. I mean, because even when you're going back, you're only remembering the things that were crappy, right? So
well, all I could think is, like, at the time, like, if my mom and dad found this and read this, that's how they would remember me, as this terrible person with these terrible thoughts and feelings. And that is not who I am on a general basis.
It's a lot like, so you know how people tend to, and you and I try to rectify this, but it's a lot like when people only leave reviews for companies when they run into a shitty situation, right? They only leave bad reviews.
They only do 1 stars.
Right.
Yeah.
But they never leave the 5-star review for the person that went out of their way for them.
They
right?
never ask to speak to the manager to talk about how good they were treated by an employee.
But we do.
We do.
Now, sometimes we forget and we get angry at ourselves for forgetting.
Right.
But we try to recognize good behavior more than, admonish bad behavior.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's an important thing to promote, because if you acknowledge someone's good behavior, you're promoting good behavior.
Exactly.
If you admonish someone for bad behavior, you're really just pissing them off more. And it doesn't reinforce anything. It just gets somebody mad at you or fired or whatever. So
I am going to say, though, one time there was a girl at Taco Bell, and it was the one in Miamisburg, if you have to know. And I'm just saying,
don't go leaving a bunch of bad reviews for them.
No, because this was like 15 years ago, and so staff has changed.
Since you said a specific location.
No, I know. This is before debit cards were used there, okay? So we're talking like owners probably changed at this point, much less management and staff.
You're talking about the one in West Carrollton that doesn't even exist anymore.
Miamisburg.
Oh.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
They don't take credit cards.
But that's not the story I'm telling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I had my hair up on each side because it was fun that day, and I was wearing like blue lipstick because it's just fun sometimes to be a freak, right? And I was in my like late 20s, and I can if I want to.
Sure.
So I was, and not that if you wear blue lipstick you're a freak. I just felt like being fun and colorful that day.
Got it.
So anyway, I was with my mom and my sister, and I was like being goofy as I am and just being fun and silly and blah blah blah. And the cashier girl kept looking at me like, you're an idiot. And then so finally I like called her out and I was like, are you okay? And she goes, what are you for?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because I was being silly, right? And because
wow.
Yeah. And I said, excuse you? And she was like, you're just like really immature. And I was like, let me show you how immature I am. Let's go outside. And she was like, I know. And she was like, I'm at work. And I was like, that's very mature of you. I can't wait to grow up and be just like you and work at Taco Bell. And anyway, so then my mom was like, stop. 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 And I was like, I'm not going to let no bitch talk to me like that. I'm sorry. No, I'm out just living my best life and having fun.
Right.
And this woman, teenager girl, right?
Oh, it was a teenager?
It was either a like late teens, early 20s kind of thing. And I was in my like mid to late 20s.
Got it.
So I'm like, fuck you. Like, fuck you all the way to Mars and back. Don't on purpose pee on my fun. That's just rude, right?
Right.
And so anyway, so then later on, after we had, got our order and whatever, and then I was outside.
Yeah.
She came outside to like smoke or whatever. And so then I was like, I see her outside. You ready to have that chat? Like what? I was going to fight her? I don't know. But my mouth was like,
oh my gosh.
Because all I could think was, how dare.
Right.
Like, you are a minimum wage worker, ma'am. You have
Not
no
that there's
business.
anything wrong with
I
that.
work minimum wage jobs. I have no problem with that.
I was just making sure we were clear.
Yeah. No, but I'm just like, you're not better than me.
Right.
Is where I was going with that.
Okay.
You're not better than I am. Not that even if you were a doctor, you're better than I am.
Right.
But if you're going to act like you're better than I am, don't be a minimum wage worker at Taco Bell acting like you're better than me. Okay? Because I too have been a minimum wage worker at a fast food place. You're not better than me. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Like, you keep giving me looks like, are you sure that this is what you want to say?
Okay, wife is a little ramped up tonight a little bit.
I took my Adderall a little late in the evening, so
she's got a lot of
angst and built up energy.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't see you like all day.
Yeah.
Because I stayed at my parents' house last night so that they could take me to the doctor this morning to get my stitches out.
Right.
So that happened.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, I did not get into a fight.
That's good.
With the Taco Bell.
I'm glad to
girl.
hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. I was just like, you know what? You have a nice fucking day because you need one.
Right.
And then we left. And my sister was like, you were rude. And I was like, she started it. Well, she did. But anyways.
Okay.
So I will be like a lion to them. See? God gets it.
I don't even know where we are at this point.
Ephraim was a son of a bitch.
Okay.
Loved him, hated him.
Got it. Yeah.
And then they forgot me. They got proud and then they forgot me.
Uh-huh.
So I will be like a lion to those assholes. Like a leopard. I will lurk by the path.
Okay.
I'm a lurking leopard, like a lion. like a light in the, okay. Like a bear robbed of her cubs. I will attack them and rip them open.
Oh, damn.
Jeez, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, not good.
Like a lion again, I will devour them. A wild animal will tear them apart.
So, yeah, not good.
Wow.
Not good.
I am going to eviscerate those sons of bitches. Like, okay, that is way more than I was going to give that cashier, just so we're clear.
Right.
I was not going to eviscerate her.
Right.
You are destroyed, Israel, because you are against me, against your helper. Where is your king that he may save you? Remember how y'all had to have kings? Where your king now, bitch? That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
God is uppity in this chapter.
Well,
he's
somebody
feeling it.
is.
He's feeling it.
I'm thinking the writer, Hosea, maybe, whoever.
Right.
Is a little bit that
They're
way.
like, where's your king now?
Yeah.
Where are your rulers in all your towns of whom you said, give me a king and princes?
Did they die? Did
Where
something happen to them?
They're not helping you. Like, remember during Hosea, they kept dying? They kept getting assassinated?
Right.
And so he's like, where are they at?
Okay.
What's up?
So this is hypothetically probably during that same time period?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This was during Hosea's reign. Or,
right.
Not reign. Time
Prophecy.
period. Prophecy,
profiting,
life,
season, times, things, stuff.
His lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my anger, me, God, I gave you a fucking king. You wanted a king, I gave you a king. And in my wrath, I took him away. 4 times.
Yeah.
The guilt of Ephraim is stored up. His sins are kept on record. I wrote that shit down.
Book of Life thing or whatever?
Yeah. He's like, I wrote that shit down. I got receipts.
Got it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Pains as of a woman in childbirth came. Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
They did that a lot, remember, in the early parts of the Bible?
Yeah.
The only pain that we can imagine is women in childbirth.
Right.
And we're going to use it. It's the only pain
They've
we
used
know.
it pretty consistently throughout the Bible so far.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like, you don't know.
Right.
And
yeah, especially since there's men writing it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. You don't know, and you shun women. So fuck off with that comparison, honestly. Don't act like you know what that is.
Right.
You know? This thing that I imagine hurts a lot, that's what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? But he is a child without wisdom. Womp womp. When the time arrives, he doesn't have the sense to come out of the womb. that baby be stuck in there. It just stays there.
I don't think that's how that works exactly.
My mom swears that she was pregnant with me for 11 months. And like most of my life, I was like, that has to be such bullshit. But then I thought about it. A woman is pregnant. We say 9 months, but then we also say 40 weeks, right?
Okay.
40 weeks is actually closer to 10 months than 9 months.
Really?
So, yeah.
Huh.
So that would mean really that she was just like maybe 3 to 4 weeks overdue. And it's not until like 6 weeks overdue that it starts being like a toxic fucking problem.
Really?
Yeah. So I was
didn't know
like,
that.
yeah. So I was like, I only realized this, like, I only sat down to do the math, like to really figure this shit. Could my mom really have carried me for fucking 11 months?
Right.
Bullshit, right? I was like, I got to prove her wrong. That cannot possibly be true. But no, it
could kind of almost be true.
The way the math works, it could actually have happened because 40 weeks is not 9 months.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the way that goes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's why when you ask a woman, how far along are you? That's why she tells you in weeks.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got to do the fucking, I don't know what do you mean? 5 weeks. What the fuck does that mean? 13 weeks. What is that? Math. Fuck math.
Right.
Anyways.
I thought we liked math.
I mean, I do, but when it's in my head and I got to figure out how far along you are in your pregnancy.
Right, okay.
Or like when you ask a mother, how old's your baby? And they're like 15 months.
Mm-hmm.
What does that even mean, 15 months? That's over a year. A year is 12. Just say a little bit over. We don't really care to the exact degree of monthhood. Just say a bit over a year. I have 2 kids. I love kids. I have lots of nieces and nephews. I love babies.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying this on behalf of people who either haven't had children, don't want children, or have never been around children. Nobody gives a fuck how far many months exactly to the date when they say how far along or how old is your child.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
They just sum it up. Give me the roundabout. Like, I'm about halfway there, I'm half cooked.
Sure.
Baby's coming along nicely. Oh, good. That's what we really want to know. Kind of, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Like, we don't really want to know how you are.
Right.
Like, don't tell me how you're doing.
Sure.
I don't really want to fucking know.
Yeah.
Right? These are generic questions. Give me the generic answer.
Right.
This is why I don't do small talk too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I, God, will deliver this people from the power of the grave. Damn. I will redeem them from death.
Oh.
The long death. The ever after death.
The Ephraim people.
Yeah.
Right?
The spiritual death.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So he's going to kill them, but then he's going to save them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's going to save their souls. Who will save your
Why?
soul?
I don't understand.
There is fucking people and he hates them.
Okay.
He hates to love them. He loves to hate them.
I don't get it. Okay.
Where, O death, are your plagues? Where, O grave, is your destruction? I will have no compassion. What? You were just going to save him. Now you hate him. Oh, my God. Within the same 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Even though he thrives among his brothers, an east wind from the Lord will come, blowing in from the desert.
Right.
His spring will fail and his well dry up.
Okay.
His storehouse will be plundered of all its treasures.
I see.
The people of Samaria must bear their guilt because they have rebelled against their God.
They were not good Samaritans.
They were. That was so good. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of we were watching Deep Space Nine, and Worf is married to what's her name, Jadzia Dax.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, he had to save his wife from something, whatever, blah blah blah. Who cares?
Right.
And then his friend was asking him, like, why did you go do that? That wasn't your duty and you had other things to do. And he goes, I'm a married man. And it just reminded me of that one episode back in,
Star
the
Trek
Next Generation.
Yeah.
When he goes, I am not a married man.
I'm not a married man.
That's what I said.
Not a married man.
Married man. I'm not a married man.
Right.
And so like when he, told his friend, I'm a married man, I turned to you and I said, but he's not a married man.
Right.
And then you laughed and it was great.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Samaritan, right?
Yes.
Samaria. The people of Samaria must bear their guilt, those fuckers, because they have rebelled against their God. They will fall by the sword. Their little ones will be dashed to the ground.
Jesus.
Their pregnant women ripped open. The end.
Oh my God.
I needed a trigger warning for that.
That's.
Thank you, God.
What?
Appreciate ya.
Wow.
That's the end of that chapter.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad I told a lot of fun stuff before we got there? Honestly. Honestly. Like, I didn't know that's how it was going to end, but I'm actually really glad that I entertained along the way, because that did not end well.
Did not.
Nope.
No, I just had somebody today on Twitter tell me how I just don't understand how loving this God is.
I don't understand how loving this God is when I read shit like this.
Right. And it was more than that. It's that I can't understand how loving this God is, and I won't understand unless I love this God. That was essentially the message.
You gotta love him.
I have to love the God
so that you
in
can
order to understand how much love he has.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but have you read what the words? There's words. The words are bad.
Yeah.
He's mad at kills babies and rips open pregnant women.
So he's like, die, bitch.
Right.
Like, not okay.
And they're like New Testament. And I'm like, fuck you.
I'm not there yet.
It doesn't, I don't care if I'm there yet or not. It's
the same God.
Fuck you.
It's
this is some bullshit.
Yeah. This is not okay.
It's not okay.
We teach our kids, don't eviscerate people. You know? It's fine for God, but not for 3-year-olds. Right? Like, no, you cannot play with a fork and stab your brother with them.
But God did it, Mom.
I know, but you are not a God.
Yeah.
That was actually really funny.
Yeah.
You are not a God. That's from Young Guns, FYI.
Okay.
And then the response is...
you have to say you are a God because of Ghostbusters, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But then he turns and he says, why don't you pull the trigger and find out?
Right. That is a good line.
That was the best line in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a Bon Jovi song.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was epic.
That was.
I mean, as far as lines go and song, and, just the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. I think we have gone on long enough with this.
We have.
So this was Hosea chapter 13.
Sure as fuck was.
And actually tomorrow we will be back with, it's actually going to be a Patreon only.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll be doing our
Patreon.
Which will also be alive.
Yeah.
So I say tomorrow, but actually when you guys get this, if you're listening to this in the morning when it comes out, it will be tonight.
So basically it's Wednesday, fuckers.
Yeah, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Get on Discord and come listen to us.
Yes.
And chat with us and be with us.
Right. And it's the only, if you're not a patron, which you can be a patron, and that helps us out tremendously. So $2 a month gets you unlimited access to all of our episodes early and ad-free, and you get our special episodes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So you can do that, or if you don't want to pay us shit, we get it, but you can come to our Discord and chat and hang out.
Yeah.
And we love that as much. Like you could do both.
Yeah.
You could do all of the above.
And some people do.
And you could do none of the above.
Right.
But we don't like that one as much. So you should do all of the above and at least half the above.
Because we care about you.
Yeah.
And we want you to be happy.
No, I just want to chat with more people.
I know.
I like them.
It's
They're
fun.
Good. Our fans are good people.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
And
we have a blast on the Discord.
And we make fun of each other, and that's the best.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's good times.
It's like how me and husband talk to each other when we're like teasing each other, or when like I'm being an idiot and husband is like, you need to stop.
Which was most of this episode.
Yes. But it's like that the whole time.
Right.
And it's awesome.
It is awesome.
You should come do
really
it.
come experience it because it's fun.
Otherwise, you could just wait till it's out on Patreon and pay for it.
Or you could not pay for it and not hear it.
Right.
Those
are your options.
Anyway, this was Hosea chapter 13. We'll be back tomorrow with the Patreon episode, and then we'll be back on Friday with the with what?
Hosea chapter 14,
which is
the last chapter of Hosea, bitches.
There you go. All right.
Out.
Well, we'll see you guys then.
Bye. All right, so we are in our special Patreon episode.
Right. Yeah.
And we are doing, I don't know what you're going to call this one.
I wasn't sure either. I just put a kind of a placeholder name. So
here's the title that I have in my document that I'm referencing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Intersex, trans, are they the same, different? Why it matters, and it really depends whom you ask.
Jesus, that is a long fucking title.
I know.
That is not SEO friendly. That is not friendly.
It is not.
Like that wasn't even fit like in a social media post. Like that's too many characters.
But it fit on my document, and it made me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it makes you happy.
Everything.
That's all that really matters.
At this point in my life, I only do things that make me happy.
Well, I mean, that's debatable based on the last couple of weeks.
Okay. Yes. But that happened to me. Did I do it?
Oh, yeah.
It happened to me.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So here's the story. Mm-hmm. Okay. So your mom, that's how it starts.
My
mother.
Mom.
Yeah. Your mom, whom I love and adore, actually, she sends me, I don't know what they're called on Facebook. Like on YouTube, they're called shorts.
Sure. Just call them shorts.
Shorts, whatever they're called.
Yeah. Short form video.
Yeah, short form video.
Is the
right. But these are the ones specifically from Facebook.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have been grounded by you with my permission from Facebook for literal years now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have a problem.
It's a fucking train wreck watching you cannot do Facebook.
No, it's not because I'm incapable. Like I'm not.
No, yeah, no, it's
I'm not social media impaired. I have an emotional problem where I cannot disengage or disallow myself from becoming overly intensely involved.
Yeah.
And it impacts my life, my mental health, my life. I stay up all night. I engage in arguments. I post rants, and then it starts to...
You stay angry throughout the rest of the day.
Yes. It
started affecting our relationship at one point.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
But like it had to end.
Yeah.
Like you had to stop.
Right. So... I always describe it as an alcoholic walking into a bar and being expected not to drink.
No, that's exactly what it was with you.
Yeah. And
you couldn't stop.
I have tried very hard to stay off of Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was really appreciative when Facebook brought the Messenger app where you could talk to people, you could chat with them through a separate app. You don't have to chat with them specifically in Facebook now.
To be fair, I don't think it's just Facebook. I think it's social media in general.
It is, because I got that way with Twitter briefly, and then he sold it to Elon, and I was like, oh, thank God, it sucks now. And so I was able to wean myself off of that fairly easily.
Right.
But during the Black Lives Matter marches and the stuff in Portland, Oregon, I was like up all night following that on Twitter. Yeah, like I just have a social media problem. Like I cannot separate myself from what's happening in the world. Right. Whether it's people I know or a problem.
You are a very empathetic person.
Yeah.
And when you see an injustice or you see something happening, you get emotionally involved in it.
Yes.
Right then and there.
Yes.
And then you continue down that path until it resolves, which unfortunately for you, they never resolve. So.
Well, and also part of the autism thing that I have come to realize very much defines me as an adult is having a quote unquote special interest that you really focus on. And so when I am engaged emotionally in a particular social media event, problem, person, whatever, that becomes my sole focus. My special interest is that thing.
Right.
And I have to be drawn away from it.
Yeah.
So all of that to say, I don't mean to go to Facebook, but your mom sends me these shorts via text that then open up Facebook.
Right.
So... and they're usually like really cute shorts, whatever.
Sure.
But every once in a while now, because my Facebook is open, I'll just scroll through my feed and just catch up. And usually I only check to see what my best friend is doing, see pictures of her little family, and maybe a couple other people.
Right.
Well, on this particular occasion, I tripped over a curb, so to speak.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A writerly friend of mine whom I know from a different incident that I was involved in.
Yeah.
Which I will only
That
say,
should be a story at some other point.
Yeah.
That was an interesting story, actually.
I'm still known to this day by some convention route people as Chainmail Girl.
Yeah.
So
yeah, wife shut down a convention.
I won't say I shut it. It was already on its way down.
Definitely,
I was
helped,
the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Chainmail Girl. Hold that in your head for a later episode. Yeah. But anyway, so this guy, he's really awesome. He's an ally to every group that is oppressed and needs representation. He's a voice for feminists. He's a voice for Black Lives Matter. He's a voice for the LGBTQ community. Like, I totally adore him.
Yeah.
How I met him was that he stood up for me during the Chainmail Girl incident.
Yeah.
And just, he's a wonderful human being. Never met him in person.
Right. And I know exactly who you're talking about. And there was a lot of like, at the time you were running and I was helping you run that, but it was our first venture into social media.
Yeah, I was running a blog. And
and you caught a lot of positive and also a lot of flack for something you wrote.
Yeah.
Which was just a story about what happened at this convention
that I didn't even know was a story.
And this guy was fantastic. So,
yes.
And anyway, we'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, this guy was awesome.
That's a whole other
all I'm
story.
trying to say.
Right, yeah.
So he was having a conversation on Facebook that I had no right to see, but it's your mom's fault that I saw it, husband.
Right.
With a trans person.
Yeah.
And it just opened this whole interesting conversation that I just really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, I have to explain the situation some.
Sure.
And the best way to do that really is to just read you part of it.
Okay.
So here's what he posted on Facebook.
Okay.
Read the text. High school biology was the simplified version. Okay. And then that's what he wrote. And then follows is a post about biological sex written by a person who is a biologist and an assistant professor at the University of North Carolina in Asheville.
Sure.
Okay. So here's what she...
Just for the record, our thoughts go out to those in Nashville right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I didn't even... Yeah.
I just since we mentioned the city.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of...
hurricane-y stuff happening down
great.
there. Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, definitely. Hope everybody's doing okay down there.
Yeah.
So what he had posted was an article that she had written. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to read her article. Okay. And feel free to chime in throughout if you need to. Okay.
Okay.
She wrote, "Friendly neighborhood biologist here. I see a lot of people are talking about biological sexes and gender right now." I was thinking, right now? You mean what, for the last 10, 15 years?
Right.
Loud and proud? Or like right now today? Like, what do you mean right now? But anyway, this is a good article. I don't know why. Anyway, lots of folks make biological sex seem really simple. Well, since it's so simple, let's find the biological roots, shall we? Let's talk about sex, a thread.
Right.
If you know a bit about biology, you will probably say that biological sex is caused by chromosomes. XX and you're a female, XY and you're a male. Boom. This is chromosomal sex. But is it biological sex? Well, turns out there is only one gene on the Y chromosome that really matters to sex. It's called the SRY gene. During human embryonic development, the SRI protein turns on male-associated genes. Having an SR gene makes you, quote unquote, genetically male. But is this biological sex? Sometimes that SRI gene pops off the Y chromosome and lands over on the X chromosome. Surprise! So now you've got an X with an SRY and a Y without an SRY. What does that mean? A Y without SRY means physically you're female, chromosomally you're male because XY, and genetically you're female because no SRY.
Interesting.
An X with an SRY means you're physically male, chromosomally female because XX, and genetically male because SRY. But biological sex is simple, right? Like that's what people would say, right?
I mean, if you pay attention to that, right?
There must be another answer. she goes on to say.
Okay.
Sex-related genes ultimately turn on hormones in specific areas on the body and reception of those hormones by cells throughout the body. Is this, the hormones, the root of biological sex? Hormonal male means you produce normal, quote unquote, normal levels of male-associated hormones, except ... Some percentage of females will have higher levels of male, quote unquote, hormones than some percentage of males even.
Okay.
Ditto for female hormones, which segue outside of this for a second. We
Sure.
literally just saw this during the Olympics when a superior, strong female boxer was accused by everybody on the right of being a trans male that was, quote unquote, beating up other females. And they were like, but she clearly is a boy. And they're like, so... but she was born female and she's fighting in a female fight. And that's like exactly following the rules that you Christians have presented.
Well, but that just points directly to their,
hypocrisy, ignorance.
And it's more about their take on what they view.
But you look like a boy.
Womanism is, womanism, what a woman is.
Yeah. So basically, if you look girly and we don't know and you don't tell us what's between your legs, then we will allow you to pass, but we just don't ever want to know.
Right.
Because you look girly.
Yeah.
And if you look like a real Chad man of a man, then that's fine too. You're a man, right?
Sure.
But if you're a girl who looks boy or a boy who looks girl and you want to go either way, we don't like that.
Right.
We don't like going against how we want to see. And by all of these terms, when I say looks like, acts like, whatever, I am using that term very stereotypically.
Sure.
I don't really think that there is any one way that a quote unquote female should act or look or think.
Well, and I think,
and the same for males.
I honestly think that there's not really a good distinguishing mark for a lot of people that you can say this person is definitely male or this person is definitely female, right? Like but there is a group that is hard to distinguish visually, right?
Yeah, and we'll get into that more too.
Whether it's male or female, or whether they go this way or that way sexually, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
But that person can never win with the right because the right is always going to be, angry at them for not conforming to the.
Your appearance is wrong. You probably should just die.
I mean,
that's how they act because. If you follow their rule out loud right now, which is, if you were born with a vagina, I don't care who you are, what you look like, and what you say, you're a girl.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, but then this female boxer proves that that's not true.
Right.
Because she was born a female, always fought females, was defeated several times by other females.
Right.
So, I don't know what you want, but she doesn't look girly.
The thing is, they don't know what they want either.
They don't know what they want either because they're
understand
ignorant.
what they want.
Right. Right. So anyway, to continue with this article, hormonal male, quote unquote, means you produce normal, quote unquote, levels of male-associated hormones, except some percentage of females, like the boxer I was referencing, will have higher levels of, quote unquote, male hormones than some percentage of males.
I'm going to call this episode quote unquote.
Quote unquote, okay. Ditto, quote unquote, female hormones, and ... If you're developing, your body may not produce enough hormones for your genetic sex. And that's where we get into genetics, leading you to be genetically male or female, chromosomally male or female, hormonally non-binary, and physically non-binary.
Okay.
Well, that's not all, because except some cells have something to say about this too. Okay. You doing the math here?
I'm struggling a little bit to keep up, but to me it ultimately doesn't matter, right? I accept people for who they are. Right. Exactly. You don't have to qualify.
And that's where this article is going.
By me. So.
And that's where this article is going.
Sure.
Okay. And we're going to talk more about less the article and more a trans person's opinion on it and the conversation that ensued.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this biologist goes on to say maybe cells are the answer to biological sex, right? Mm-hmm. Cells have receptors that, quote unquote, hear the signal from sex hormones, but sometimes those receptors don't work. Like a mobile phone that's on Do Not Disturb. Call and call, but they will not answer.
Right.
Right? What does that mean? It means that you may be chromosomally male or female, genetically male or female, hormonally male, female, or non-binary, with cells that may or may not hear the male, female, non-binary call. And all this leading to a body that can be male, non-binary, or female. Try out some combinations for yourself. Notice how confusing it gets?
Yeah.
Can you point to what the absolute cause of biological sex is? She asks in her article.
Right.
Is it fair to judge people by it? And this is like the best part of the article here that we're getting to, okay?
Okay.
Of course, you could try appealing to the numbers, but most people are either male or female, you say. Except that as a biological professor, I will tell you, the reason I don't have my students look at their own chromosome in class is because people could learn that their chromosomal sex doesn't match their physical sex, and learning that in the middle of a 10-point assignment is just not the time.
Right.
Biological sex is complicated. Before you discriminate against someone on the basis of quote unquote biological sex and identity, ask yourself, have you seen your chromosomes? Do you know the genes of the people you love? The hormones of the people you work with? The state of their cells? Since the answer will obviously be no, please be kind, respect people's right to tell you who they are, and remember that you don't have all the answers. Again, biology is complicated. Kindness and respect don't have to be.
Right.
Note, biological classifications exist. XXXY, XXY, XXYY, and all manner of variation, which is why sex isn't classified as binary. You can't have a binary classification system with more than 2 configurations, even if 2 of those configurations are more common than others. Biology is a shit show. Be kind to people. That's the TLDR.
I think you could have just
skip to that, right?
Skip to those last sentence.
Biology is a shit show.
Well, or just be kind to people.
Yeah.
I'm just
honestly,
saying. That's
be
kind
kind
of
to
my
people.
Operating
Absolutely.
standard, you know?
Yeah, and
so.
that's where we've come. That's where we have arrived.
Right.
We both have taken a circuitous route to get there, and we were not always the most informed or the most kind. We were always kind to people, but then we would maybe ask each other questions in privacy.
Sure.
And the questions that we asked were not always sensitive.
I think we were learning our way.
We were learning. I'm trying to be transparent here and say, like, I wasn't born a fucking liberal who just came out being the nice person that I like to think I am.
We grew up in a world that was not tolerant of
and that didn't know the vocabulary.
Right.
Yeah.
And not at all.
Right.
I mean, LGBTQIA rights were not even something that was discussed when we were younger.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we ain't that old.
We're not that old.
We're only in our late 40s, you know? We ain't that old.
Mid.
Shut up, you. Husband is laughing because I'm 2 years older than he is. So the point of the matter is I do have forgiveness for people who are not there yet, but who are asking the right questions and who want to be better. Like, I think we are further along than your mom is, but your mom cares so fucking much.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the one of the most important aspects is caring.
Yes. You have to give a shit.
Have enough empathy and compassion to care about changing your outlook.
Yeah.
At the very least, for someone you love.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
At the very least. And
your mom is an example of somebody who gets it wrong more often than we do, and we get it wrong. I'm not going to say we always get it right. We get it wrong. We fuck up. Yeah. And she gets it wrong more often than we do. And like us, she gives a shit and wants to be better and is trying to be better. Ask the questions and
wants to be called out.
Yes, to learn.
You know?
Yeah. So I just thought all of that was important to say before I get into the conversation that then ensued.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is a trans person. I will not say her name because I did not ask her permission to repeat this conversation. And again, the conversation was intelligent and ended with us as friends.
Yeah.
But I don't want anybody thinking that she's an asshole or anything. But she had opinions that I did not agree with.
And I'm going to caveat this right up front. I think that they were valid opinions.
Yes.
And I think everybody had valid opinions.
Yeah. And that was the hardest part. Is that she had very valid opinions for who she was and where she was in her walk in life.
Right.
But well, let me just get into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she wrote to him, the important thing that people keep missing is, quote, biological sex isn't gender. This explanation is great for educating about intersex people who do have real problems with visibility and public understanding. But I keep seeing it passed around as transgender education, and it isn't, which she's right. Okay. Gender is even harder to define because it's partly sociological. Sorry, I can't read. Anyway, it's partly sociological and partly innate personal feeling. Cis people often deny the innate part exists because they've never felt a mismatch between theirs and their social upbringing. And that's why they keep confusing it with physical sex.
Right.
And again, she's right. She's not wrong. Okay.
Sure.
But kind of misses some of the point of this, which my friend that originally posted all this gets into.
Sure.
Okay. He responded, so I look at posts like this as the first step in explicitly decoupling the false idea of gender being tied not only to biology, but a wrong idea of biology, breaking the seal, as it were. But then again, I'm also in the, but all of this is only of academic interest. My friend wants to be called, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it. Camp. So that could also be why it's hitting me differently.
And I have to make a comment here because while I don't understand everything about intersex or anything like that, I do understand that it is there, and I understand, and I've used it, right? I've used it in conversations. I actually had
I was going to have you present this too.
Yeah. So I had a boss and a friend of mine who I worked with, and I present very much as a good old boy, white,
you look
small
Republican,
town,
Christian, small town, corn-fed boy.
If you didn't know me better, that's who you would think I would be just on first glance, right?
You would probably assume that my dude is like in your little Trump camp with a pickup truck. Right. And he wants the pickup truck, but doesn't have one, and is
but
not.
I wanted to pick up junk on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's,
You don't want the truck nuts hanging off the back,
no,
or the gun rack.
No, if I get a truck again, I'm going to make sure it has a bunch of liberal stickers on the back of it. Yeah, that's the only way I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's people out there that don't even understand that intersex is a thing that exists.
Right.
They don't understand.
They don't know what the I stands for in LGBTQIA.
They think that the whole thing is just a choice that somebody makes. They decide that they want to that they want to be a different gender.
Yeah.
They think the same thing about LGBTQIA across the board.
Yeah.
If they don't like men and they're supposed to like men, then they're obviously gay by choice. If they're supposed to like women and they don't like women, then they're obviously gay by choice.
Right.
These are the ideas that permeate the simpler cultures of,
small town America,
right?
Yeah.
And the easiest way to break into that conversation is to use things like intersex to say, look, you say that this is the case, but
here's an example.
Science can prove you're absolutely wrong right off the bat. Just Google it.
Yeah.
Right. I can jump right into a conversation with someone and use that as an example to make them stop and think.
Yeah. And that's the point of presenting just a little bit of science.
Right. And it works to a degree.
It worked on your friend that you had the conversation with because he was completely unaware.
Right.
And was like, I had no idea.
Yeah. And look, I know that that's not going to always be the case. And also finding that person that's open to hearing that on top of it not being the case, that's a special situation, right?
And it was.
And I have a unique position being able to be part of that group while not being part of that group, where I can build a rapport with people and then use that rapport to kind of edge my ideas in to their worldviews.
I think that's the appeal with Tim Walz as Kamala Harris's VP pick, honestly, because he is another good old boy. He likes, going hunting. He's got guns. He was a football coach in small town high school,
Yeah.
And you aren't those things, but you would relate to him.
But I used to go fishing all the time. And
Boy Scout, all that.
I grew up in a small town, and
so when
I was in Scouts. There's lots of that.
When you are this small town white guy and you have a voice to to hold your peers and neighbors and friends accountable and be able to say, hey, actually, I know that you think that I'm racist with you, but actually, let me tell you a thing.
Right.
Or I know that you think that, it's funny to make rape jokes about women, but let me tell you a thing.
Right.
I know that you think that trans people are yucky or what the fuck ever, but let me tell you a thing.
It's an unfortunate state of our society where those conversations have to be had at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way to move somebody from this perspective to another is to first earn their trust on the thought that you have a valid opinion, right? And that's hard to do in this society.
Yeah.
It's hard to have someone believe that you have a valid opinion that's maybe worth listening to more than what they already know.
Right.
That's a hard place to find. That's a hard place to get a hold on someone,
right?
In this day and age.
Right. So if you are that guy and the guy's guy and they look to you as their peer, that puts you in the really awesome, scary, unique position of having a voice that you can use to represent other people. And
I try to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you do. To your credit, you absolutely 100% do.
Yeah.
And you're nice about it. Like, I'm an asshole. You are very patient.
I am.
And I think that is wonderful.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about you, by the way, as a human and as my partner.
I think the other thing that wins me points is I'm willing to listen, right? They want to say their piece.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to listen to it, and then I respond.
Yeah.
I say, okay, well, what do you think about that? And then they tell me, and I say, okay, well, let's work this through.
Yeah.
Right? I take the time to nicely take apart their conversation.
You don't actually them.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Which is what I would do, because again, I'm an asshole. So anyway, he's like saying to this girl, hey, so I use this as an example of just one thing, like to just break the seal.
Right. Psst. Want to hear something you won't hear anywhere else? We're unlocking a secret world over here on our Patreon, where the stories get juicier and the laughs get louder. But this door is only for those with a key. The key to our Patreon. Head to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to unlock bonus episodes, behind-the-scene goodies, and a whole lot more. Yay! For just $2 a month, you can support the show you love and get a VIP pass to our inner circle. What are you waiting for? The party's just getting started over on Patreon.
Husband!
Wife!
Do you know where we are and how the hell we got here?
Well, we just got done reading Hosea chapter 13.
Sure as fuck did.
And in that chapter, God did not like the Israelites for worshiping idols again. Go figure.
I mean, that's the story of the whole fucking Bible.
Right. And, he was like, hey, I brought you out of fucking Egypt. What more do you want?
Like, strings attached. Remember? You totally owe me.
Yeah.
And they're like, but do I, though?
Yeah. And then when they were like, but do I, though? He was like, well, I'm going to, cut your pregnant women open and bash your babies against rocks.
And they're like, Jesus Christ, that escalated quickly.
It did.
Right?
It did. Yeah. That was a just horrible fucking ending to that chapter. And one of many, many reasons why, even if this God were real, I'd be like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck?
Who even says something like that? Who threatens something like that?
Right.
Much less than actually follows through with it.
No, it's just messed up.
Right?
And if you think that this God is loving, I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I don't agree. And you can throw the New Testament out there all you want. But it's the same God. I'm just saying.
I harmonized with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the gist of Hosea chapter 13.
Yes.
Which means that today we're getting into
Hosea chapter 14. Hose head is coming to an end.
Yeah, this is the last chapter.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping in here, chapter 14, to see what Hosehead is up to in Hosea.
Yeah, that's the one. All right. Okay.
All right, Hosehead, what you got for us? Finish up strong. Return, Israel, to the Lord your God.
Nah.
Go back. Your sins have been your downfall. You keep saying that.
I would say that God has been their downfall,
Right?
honestly.
I mean, from the very beginning when he was throwing fucking birds at them in the
Yeah.
desert. You know? I'm sorry.
You can say their sin. Like, that is blaming the person for their action, but the person that took the action against them for their action that caused the downfall is their fucking God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's bullshit. That's what I complain about. Like,
Right?
okay, I get it. Idolatry apparently is just like the worst fucking thing you can do on the planet, right? It's so bad that you will kill children over it.
Yeah.
I just
Sounds totally legit.
I get it. I already covered this in the intro. We covered it at the end of last chapter. We've covered it in other chapters where he's killed fucking children before.
Yeah.
But what? I can't fathom
Right.
people who worship a God who kills children to get revenge against people who worship other statues.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
All the way to Mars and back, baby.
Anyway, sorry. I know I'm on a little bit of a high horse here, so I'll let you continue.
Take words with you and return to the Lord.
Take word. That's a weird phrasing.
How you do. How
Okay.
you always be taking words,
I guess.
I don't know.
I'm kind
We'll
of
have to
that's
look
a
that
Q&A
up.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Say to him, forgive all our sins and receive us graciously that we may offer the fruit of our lips. Assyria cannot save us. We will not mount war horses. We will never again say, our gods, to what our own hands have made. For in you, the fatherless, find compassion.
Okay.
I will heal their waywardness. That's a word. Wow, waywardness. That's like a Scrabble double point word or
Right,
something.
yeah.
Waywardness.
That's got a lot of points in there.
I will heal their 2 W's and a Y waywardness and love them freely, for my anger has turned away from them.
Oh, how nice.
I'm so nice.
Yeah.
Don't you like me? I will be like the dew to Israel. He will blossom like a lily.
Wait, he's going to be like the dew to Israel. He was just complaining that the Israelites were like dew to him.
I know. He's
What
like,
the fuck is that?
come
To
and
me,
go.
all that says is that he's going to wane quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so you're saying you're the same thing you were complaining about
Yeah.
to whatever, dude.
Yep, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
He will blossom like a lily. And again, we're talking about Israel as a dude and
Yeah.
instead of a girl.
Right.
Like a cedar of Lebanon, he will send down his roots. His young shoots will grow.
We're talking about God here, right? Or the Israelites?
God is talking about the Israelites.
Okay.
I think.
I thought
No,
he was talking about himself.
Hosea is talking about God, or
Right.
God is talking about himself. I don't know.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
His splendor will be like an olive tree, his fragrance like a cedar of Lebanon. People will dwell again in his shade. They will flourish like the grain. They will blossom like the vine. Israel's fame will be like the wine of Lebanon. Ephraim, what more have I to do with idols? I will answer him and care for him. I'm like a flourishing juniper. Your fruitlessness comes from me. Okay, that's an end quote.
Yeah.
I don't know who was talking just then.
I mean,
But-
God, sounds like God was talking,
Sure,
I think. Most of the time through Hosea, I think it's been God talking.
sure.
Hosea has been kind of whatever, doesn't really matter
Yeah.
for the whole thing.
Well, I think this is now Hosea speaking.
Okay.
Who is wise? Let them realize these things. Who is discerning? Let them understand. The ways of the Lord are right. The righteous walk in them, but the rebellious stumble in them. The end.
Okay.
I mean,
that was how
good-
Hosea ends.
Good people follow the ways of God, and rebellious people stumble. The end.
I like
right?
how they followed up the dashing children against rocks chapter with God's going to grow his roots and protect all his people and do all the wonderful things as long as you're good.
Yeah.
You know, but like they still caveated that at the end.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but you better be good.
Don't stumble.
Right. Don't stumble. Don't go waywardness.
Yeah, waywardness.
And that would be bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't. This whole book has been nothing but you suck for idolatry. I'm going to kill you, and maybe you could be redeemed, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And I don't I haven't liked this book. This book has been kind of trash.
Opinions being mine.
Yeah, sure.
This was a -2 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Not my favorite.
Right.
This was the first of the minor prophets.
Yeah. It's not a good start to them.
No.
In my opinion.
No, not at all.
But
don't like them. Next time we'll be starting Joel.
Okay. All right.
I didn't even know that was a book. How about that?
I didn't either.
I was like, oh, next comes Joel chapter 1, according to my little list here. And I literally wrote down a list in my planner of all the books of the Bible, just so that I would always have a copy with me to reference. And I still did not remember that one of them was called Joel.
Right. Yeah.
It's just so silly. Like, by the time you get to the minor prophets, you're like, whatever. I can't with all this. You lost me after Joshua, Judges, Ruth, King,
that's right.
Kings and Chronicles.
People know the big ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Samuel, Kings and Chronicles.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Hosea chapter 14 and the end of Hosea, which means that tomorrow, you may get this on Saturday, but we're going to release another episode at some point today. So later, we're going to release our next episode, which is
Q&A Saturday. Maybe on Saturday, maybe not. Who knows?
Possibly evening. Yeah, whatever. Sometime in there. And then I will get the weekly wrap up out here after that on Sunday. And then on Monday, we'll be starting.
No, because we have to do the book wrap up. And then we have to do the "You're always wrong" contradictions.
That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. So we'll be doing the special episode starting next week.
And then our special episode will start on Wednesday, our live Discord at 10 Eastern.
If you're on Discord with us, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so then on Thursday, we will start Joel.
Okay. Sounds good.
Got it all straight now?
No, not at all.
No?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, we're a little late, but we are getting into our Q&A, I think. So we're doing our
Q&A, not on Saturday.
Right.
Coming out Sunday night.
But it's for a good reason. We actually got sprung on us some pretty amazing... it was a very unexpected event that we got to attend.
Yes.
Last night. Last night.
Yeah.
So you want to tell them all about it?
Yeah. So a friend of yours called and was like, dude, my girl can't make it, and I have these extra tickets, and can you be there? You'd have to come get these tickets and watch the show in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you looked at me and were like, want to go to Hamilton in 2 hours? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to go see Hamilton.
Yeah. And we've seen it on TV, Disney,
right, sure.
a billion times and loved the show, but had never been fortunate enough to see it live.
Our kid knows the songs by heart.
All of them.
Yeah.
The entirety of it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know much of it by at least sort of heart.
I mean, Aaron Burr.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had to put on a dress, and I haven't done that in several years. And I had to put on makeup, which I haven't done in several months.
Right.
And
but we had a really good time.
It was so nice. And there were 2 ladies sitting right next to us, and one of them had seen the show recently in New York.
Right.
And so we were oohing and on about how cool that would have been. She leans over at intermission and goes, "You guys, this show is way better than the one I saw in New York," which was like, wow, because, we're in Dayton, Ohio. We have no business having a better performance here than in New York, of all places.
Right.
But yeah, it was fantastic.
Right. So that's our reason for being late with the show. And we apologize for being late.
I mean, I'm not sorry because...
I'm sorry to our fans. I'm sorry that...
I'm not sorry I went, but I'm sorry that...
I'm not sorry I went.
Yeah.
But I am sorry that we got it out, this release late.
But I mean, I think that people who listen to us are the same people that would be like, obviously you had to go to Hamilton.
Well, yeah, that's been the response so far from people that we've communicated to on Patreon and stuff like that.
So. Like broken arm, one time, and another time is, but we got tickets to Hamilton.
Right.
I mean, our life is just full of ups and downs.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Like nothing in the middle, nothing in between.
Right. I feel like that might have been a reward for...
Well, that's what my mom said. My mom said, you two have had a tough couple of months here, and you deserve this.
Not that I believe in fate or, destiny or anything like that. But
it was a nice treat after having suffered the last couple of months.
It certainly was. It certainly was. So anyway, that was the reason we're running late. And then are you ready to get in? Do you have some good questions and answers and stuff like that for us today?
Yeah, we're covering Hosea Chapters 11 through 14. And I do have some good info.
Awesome. Let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are hopping into the final few chapters of Hosea Chapters 11 through 14.
I mean, we're doing the Q&A for them. We're not hopping into the chapters.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We're doing the Q&A for
the way you said it sounded like we were starting a new, section of
We're going to read them all over again.
No, this is the Q&A. This is the Q&A.
It's a Q&A. You're right.
All right.
All right, let's start with chapter 11. We had some confusing things.
Sure.
I don't know the words I'm trying to say right now.
Right. But we were befuddled. Well, chapter 12, I mean, when we get to chapter 12, I wrote a giant note that just said this whole chapter was confusing. Yeah.
So that's the
you
one
didn't
where...
just write WTF? Like, what the fuck?
No, I actually spelled the words out and just was like, nope.
Got it.
But let's start with chapter 11.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this chapter contains prophecies about God's former benefits and Israel's ingratitude of those, resulting in punishment. But
was this where he was like getting them out of Egypt and stuff? Or?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's like, I used to treat you so good. Remember centuries ago? And the people are like, no, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
They weren't there, and also he didn't treat them good.
Exactly.
So, I mean, there's both of those things.
And if you did, you didn't tell me there were fucking strings attached, asshole. Some people just love each other and do nice things for each other without keeping score.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I that's what I do. I don't...
And also, I feel like the level of punishment that's being dispersed here or talked about being dispersed here is way beyond anything
But
reasonable.
I was good to you. But I got you out of slavery. Okay, let's just see what you just said. I got you out of slavery. Yes, as well you should, motherfucker.
Right.
Maybe we won't even go into the fact that you're a god and you allowed your chosen people to be in slavery.
Right.
Let's not even talk about magic.
You
okay.
know, and that's funny. That's something that never really gets discussed, right? We skip from like basically Genesis with a bunch of names in between. Right. To Exodus.
All of a sudden, they're just...
Where was the middle thousands of years?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
exactly.
Just people would, were born and died. That's it.
Pretty much.
And then when we rejoin the story, they're in slavery in Egypt.
Yeah.
Which isn't even fucking true based on scholars' accounts.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah. And that's the beginning of like the history part of stuff. Like we just kind of skip
everything.
Like the beginnings of life on Earth.
It began over here, and look, they popped up cities, and there was like lots of people, and then people lived for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and then they stopped living for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and then
flood,
and then somebody fought God in the desert, and then we're in Egypt. Yay!
Yeah, exactly. Well, the fighting God in the desert came after leaving Egypt.
Whatever.
Anyway,
no, it didn't.
No, it did. It was part of their Exodus.
No,
I'm going to reference it in this chapter.
That was part of Jacob and all that.
Yeah, I'm going to reference it.
Okay.
I promise you. Yes, it was Jacob, but it was while they were, he was like, Jacob's the dude that married the two daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're just like wandering around.
I think you might be wrong here. So
okay.
I will do some due diligence here, but I'm pretty certain you're wrong.
All right.
So yeah, go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about, but
okay. So anyway, God's like, I'm awesome and I did great things for you, but I still love you. And he promises their eventual restoration. So the first few verses of this chapter talk about how as a father loves a son, so God loved Israel and saved his people from slavery in Egypt. They turned from God to serve idols, but God still loved them and cared for them.
Got it.
Okay.
And also, you were wrong.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just for the record, Jacob was before Exodus.
Okay, my bad.
It's all right.
It's all a blur to me.
I just wanted to make sure that was a big one, so I want to make sure we clarify.
No, you're right. Good on you.
All right.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. It's all kind of just like, I don't know, maybe I'd have to care more. Which I know that sounds bad. Like I'm reading a whole podcast to like try to, care more and learn more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just one of those like slip through the cracks for me.
Got it.
Sorry.
That's all right.
If you can hear husband rolling his eyes and glaring at me, like gold star for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. The people of Israel have refused to return to God, right?
Okay.
Like throughout this whole fucking book, right?
Yeah, right.
And now they are about to go into slavery again, this time by Assyria.
Right.
And that's why we're talking about Egypt. He's like, I took you out of Egypt, and now I'm going to let you go into Assyria unless you bow down and suck my toes. So God's going to overpower the enemies of Israel, release his people from captivity, and bring them back to their homeland.
Okay.
And supposedly that's going to happen. Okay.
Except for that he doesn't do it for anybody but Judah, basically.
Right.
Because the tribes still end up split and they never come back together.
Yeah.
That we're aware of.
Right.
Not officially.
Yeah.
The band never got back together.
Exactly.
Right.
The band never got back together. Yeah. So verse 5 and 6 read as follows. Will they not return to Egypt, and will not Assyria rule over them because they refuse to repent? A sword will flash in their cities. It will devour their false prophets and put an end to their plans.
And again, we keep saying that. God keeps saying he's going to destroy all the idols. He's going to
I'm going to get you.
He's going to kill all the people that are bad, and they keep being there time and time and time and time again.
Yeah, and then they refer to the survivors as a remnant, a mere remnant. And
yeah.
I'm like,
But you can't if you're talking about this being the word of God, right? You cannot say over and over again, I'm going to wipe away all are going to be gone.
Erase you. I'm going to cancel you from the chat.
And then start talking about it again. Because that's not how you're either an all-powerful God who follows through with his word and did the thing that he said he's going to do, or you lied.
Right.
That's the only two options, I think.
Yep, I agree.
No, there is a third, and that's that you don't exist, which is the one that is actually the one that we go by.
Men are stupid.
Right,
and
yeah.
that is the likelihood of it.
Yeah. Well, men like to brag, right? Men like to talk in, you always talk about
hyperbole.
Right, and the fish story. It's a famous thing, right?
Yeah.
I caught a fish this big, right? And in reality, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it's,
Israel was agitated with internal unrest and external wars from the time of Jeroboam II. Okay. So this is all going back to that time period. Okay.
Right.
When all this is happening.
Sure.
Let's see. Jeroboam's son Zechariah reigned 12 years, yet it was in continual troubles, and he was at last slain by the rebel Shallum, who, having reigned just 1 month, was slain by Menahem. Pekahiah succeeded his father Menahem and reigned 2 years and was killed by Pekah, son of Remaliah. Now, Pekah joined Rezin, king of Syria, and made an incursion into the land of Judah.
Oh.
But with Ahaz having obtained succor from the king of Assyria, Tiglath-Pileser, remember that guy? Pekah was defeated.
Got it.
Okay, here's the rest of the sentence.
Okay.
And the tribes of Reuben, Gad, Naphtali, and the half-tribe of Manasseh were carried away captives by the Assyrian king. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Never came back.
Right.
No, never quite could recover from that hurricane.
Yeah.
know?
We've talked about, we've moved on from this time frame.
Yeah.
Where we are in the Bible. Now we're going back to it, but we don't really talk about those other tribes anymore so much. They are referenced as in a distant that happened over there type thing.
Yeah.
But they're no longer part of the Israelites, when they're talking about them.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's so confusing to me still, even to this day. Like when we talk about the Middle East and the crisis that's happening right now, like, do we or don't we support Israel? We're talking about Israel, not Judah. And it's just very confusing to me that it's like, no, but Israel got swallowed up and it's the Judah tribes that didn't. You know what I mean?
We're talking about a state that's called Israel.
I know,
right?
but that's confusing to me.
Got it.
Because, like, sometimes the Israelites refers to all of them all together, but sometimes it only refers to Israel that got swallowed.
I think you have to put a distinguishing line between ancient Israelites and the discussion therein.
Well, that's why we call
modern
the Israelis. They're not Israelites,
right,
they're Israelis.
Israelis, right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what the distinguishing line is.
Sure.
But just for somebody who's very ignorant, obviously, I mean, I made a mistake right at the opening of the geography and the times and all that. It's just very confusing to have learned,
Sure.
no, actually the Israelites, that whole tribe of them got.
Right.
So verse 10 reads, "They will follow the Lord. He will roar like a lion. When he roars, his children will come trembling from the west." And scholars believe this verse is probably a later addition.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So that one was probably not there when we stapled this all together.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to the last couple verses of this chapter, Israel's political agreements with foreign nations, whether concerning trade or defense, are unlawful in God's eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
Because we care about law
Yeah.
when it comes to God.
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes, never. Sometimes. Verse 12, which is the last verse of this chapter, reads, "Ephraim has surrounded me with lies, Israel with deceit, and Judah is unruly against God, even against the faithful Holy One." This verse actually does not well unite with the previous ones, which dealt with the topic of God's love for his people.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, "But I took you out and I just love you so hard."
Right.
This one is like, "All y'all suck, you fucking liar motherfuckers."
Yeah.
So it actually belongs to the following chapter, and that's how it is in the Hebrew.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
it does, right?
Yeah, because we talk, like, from here on out, there is some redemption, but it's usually at the end of the chapters. And it's like if you do this, I'll forgive you, sort of, kind of
Exactly.
roundabout way.
And this kind of went backwards. You
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Right.
So moving on to chapter 12. Again, I titled this one, "This entire chapter is confusing," with 3 exclamation points and all caps.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I remember we needed to make a note of that.
Sure.
And we didn't have a specific question. We just had, what even did I just read?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this is going to take up the bulk of this, FYI, as I
Okay.
kind of break it down for us.
Yep.
So the rest of the prophecy belongs both to Judah and Israel, even though Israel gets got.
Okay.
He reproaches both with their ingratitude and threatens them with God's anger in order to make their infidelity the more hateful and their malice the more sensible. He proposes, one more time. He talks to them about the righteousness, obedience, and piety of their father Jacob.
Okay.
So he's like comparing them. He's like, Jacob was kind of good, but he also, man, y'all are just like him, you assholes.
No, nothing's changed in thousands of years.
Yeah,
and yet I'm still, as a God, going to continue to be angry at you, even though I made you and know everything that's going to happen, and I know your heart, and it keeps happening, but I'm still going to keep killing you because why not? I'm God.
Yep, because I
Okay.
can.
All right.
He recalls to their minds the benefits they had received since they returned from Egypt. He speaks afterwards of their kings and how in their ingratitude, they refused to have him for their monarch. Because remember, they chose,
Yeah.
what's his butt? Whoever
kings.
the kings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This chapter, was Saul the first one?
I can't remember at this point,
yeah,
honestly.
me neither.
Wish I did.
Me too, but whatever. This chapter contains prophecies delivered about the time when the kingdom of Israel, often referred to as Ephraim in this chapter, sought the aid of the Egyptian king in violation of her covenant with Assyria.
Okay.
So remember we talked about how she was caught in the middle. Like,
Right, yeah.
2 major powerful forces on either side. And this little nation in the middle is just trying to not get squashed.
Right.
And so they're making deals with both and pleasing neither and getting squashed by both.
Sure. Yeah.
So Hosea, the prophet, whose book that we're reading,
Yeah.
exhorts the country's leaders to follow their father Jacob's persevering prayerfulness.
Okay.
Prayerfulness there. So that's the general gist of what that chapter is. But now let's get into the verses, okay?
Sure.
So Israel's political agreements with foreign nations, whether concerning trade or defense, are unlawful in God's eyes, which we said. They are based on lies and dishonesty, displaying the deeply rooted deceit of Israel. Hosea describes the unprofitableness and destruction attending vicious circles of business and all of that. He's just like, y'all suck. Particularly such as Ephraim pursued, who forsook God and courted the alliance of idolatrous princes. Yucky. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
The idols and foreign alliances that Israel trusts in are useless. They are like trying to, quote, feed on the wind. Okay.
Right.
And that gets us.
I recall that. Yeah.
That gets us into the first verse.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ephraim feeds on the wind. He pursues the east wind all day and multiplies lies and violence. He makes a treaty with Assyria and sends olive oil to Egypt. Okay. So the east wind is coming from Arabia and the Far East, indicating that Ephraim forms and follows empty, unstable, and dangerous counsels. The east wind was and still is a parching, wasting, injurious wind with the force of a whirlwind, blowing over a large sandy area, scorching and destructive to vegetation.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of whirlwinds, our heart is with the people of Florida who are
about to endure another freaking
recovering
hurricane.
From Helene and about to get pummeled by
climate change is real.
Yeah. Milton is the new guy.
I can't remember. Yeah.
And he's coming from inside the Gulf of Mexico instead of
weird.
Yeah, I guess from what I read, like the last time that happened was in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I saw that and I was like, what? That's backwards. That doesn't make sense. And so then I had to find several more pictures to confirm that is, yes, indeed what is happening.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody, like all the weather people are like, dude, what the fuck? And yeah, us sitting here dum-dums in pajamas at our table are like, climate change, stupid.
Right.
So
yeah.
Anyway, when that final line in that verse says they make a treaty with Assyria and they send olive oil to Egypt.
Right.
The oil is carried to Egypt refers to the rich and precious oils for which Palestine was famed being used to procure Egypt's friendship.
Sure.
So again, they're making treaties
bragging.
with one and they're offering gifts to the other and could very well be the opposite way the following week.
Right.
All right, verse 3 reads, in the womb he grasped his brother's heel. As a man he struggled with God. And that's
We're
Jacob.
referring to Jacob.
Yeah,
right.
who
Which
I
is
had
also a
mixed
reference
up.
for Israel.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Here God looks back at the patriarch Jacob and how Israel in Hosea's day is just like their forefather Jacob in the days of Genesis. Those motherfuckers. In ancient Israel, a heel catcher, that was like an actual phrase, was known as a double dealer, someone who achieved their goals through crafty and dishonest means.
That's interesting because Jacob literally became the name for the Israelites, right?
Yeah.
And so the fact that he did just that in the Bible, right, means that God sees them by namesake.
Yes.
As a crafty and manipulative people.
So he knows that that's what they are.
Right. It's built into their
Bible,
name.
Yeah. Their own Bible calls them that.
That's kind of a revelation and crazy.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Because that's all we talk about, right?
Yeah.
We talk about them constantly not doing their part, right?
Yeah.
And they're always doing things the wrong way and bad and whatever.
And that's because they literally were made that way.
Yeah.
They came out of the womb that way.
If we're to believe the Bible, right? Like God has built in this shittiness of the Israelites and then punishes them for what he built into the system.
Yes.
And named them after.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Right?
Jesus Christ, man.
That's so gross. He's so gross and dumb and mean.
Yeah.
And bad.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So through Hosea, God said, that was Jacob then, and it is Israel now. Y'all motherfuckers.
And it's not a good thing.
Right.
Even though we like Jacob.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like we like Jacob.
Yeah.
But we
he
don't
did cheat to get the birthright to come out first.
Right. I'm just
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much, right? There's so much in this Bible that it needs more, in-depth, and somebody out there's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Not us necessarily. We're witnessing that these things need more research.
Yeah.
And someday, maybe when we get done with all this, we'll go back and catch some of these finer points or talk to people that have caught these finer points.
Right.
But it's interesting to just stumble across these things and be like, holy shit.
Well, let us not forget that Jacob, also tricked his father into giving him the birthright by being like, look, I'm hairy Esau.
Right. It didn't end with the birth. It just kept happening.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what we named Israelites after.
Yeah.
They are Jacob. Right.
Yes.
And wow.
Right. Like as I was reading these notes, I was like, oh my God. Like that is so, I don't even know what the word is, but it's like, how can you be mad at this people that are named after the guy who you called a cheater?
Prior to even being born.
Yeah.
Prior to even being born.
In the womb.
Right.
Israel was a cheater.
Yeah. So we recognize, like, this seems more like a commentary on human nature.
Yes.
Right? Human nature is that we fuck up.
Yeah.
And we don't do things the right way. And there's always something wrong with our actions and whatever. Right.
Yes.
And so human nature says we are going to continue to do that. And part of this is kind of beautiful that the Bible is able to recognize that humans are able to fuck up.
Right.
And that they're going to continue to fuck up.
Yeah.
And it's a recognizable fact in society that we're going to continue and do and still and will fuck up.
Right.
Right. That part is kind of cool.
It's a neat metaphor.
The part that's not cool is then creating a God that is supposed to punish you ongoing.
Right.
Through history.
Yeah.
On and on and on and on. For these admitted flaws in human.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, the Jesus story is like the whole thing again. Like, oh, well, you'll never be good. You suck from birth, but at least Jesus will take that away from you. He'll wash your sins away. He'll clean. You've been cleaned in the blood of Christ.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's part of the same, like,
the recognition that we're always going to be shitty.
Yep.
But the only thing that's changed between Christianity and Judaism is that they have stopped letting God kill everybody.
Right.
That's it.
Only because history caught up and was like...
Maybe not, guys.
Yeah. Actually, magic isn't quite real, is it, I guess?
Right.
Like, there's not this overpowerful guy throwing birds at us.
Yeah, right. I think that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Just in the everyday course of your life, there is no obvious God.
Right.
Right? And even Christians know this. Right? They'll say they talk to God. They'll say that they do these things, but it's more of a being caught up in your own emotions and your own thoughts than it is an actual witnessing of an action by a God.
No, they're never punished by God. When a bad thing happens, it's either the devil did it or it's in God's plan, but it's not a punishment.
Right.
God never punishes us anymore.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
We never get punished.
Unless he does.
Right. Unless, it depends on which prophet-y preacher that you ask, because some might say that because we took prayer out of school and, we're fighting for the gay agenda, that's why we got Hurricane Katrina.
I was going to say, God never punishes Christians anymore.
Right.
But God often punishes the non-Christian, right?
Yeah.
According to Christians.
According to hardcore
right.
radical Christians.
Yes, because I still remember, and this was awful, but that nightclub shooting that happened years ago, right?
In Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Florida. And it was a gay and lesbian nightclub, I think, or it was LGBTQ friendly at the very least, whatever the case was. And there was a lot of people that died that night. Yeah. And there was a lot of Christians that came out and said, well, they deserved it.
Yeah, they had it coming.
God punished them for their sins.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Right.
Fuck you.
Fuck you all the way to Mars and back.
Yeah. No, that was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Right. Like, that is not okay.
No, it's not okay. I just can't imagine, like, being in a place in my life where I feel like I have the right to pass judgment on people for having died.
And all they did was, like, go out dancing that night.
Right? Like, I just can't imagine that place.
Right.
I can't imagine what brings someone to that place and then they feel compelled to share that.
Yeah, like not only do you have that feeling in your heart, that gloating,
Right.
but then you share it out loud
Right.
and you get cheered on. Yay, people died.
Right, yeah.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you're not even the crazy one in the room. You're just one of many Christians saying right-wing Christians. But you're
Radical
one of many
Christians.
You're one of many of them that are saying the same message, and it's sickening to me.
Yeah.
And part of why I want to read this Bible to find out, where are they getting this shit?
Well, you heard it here first.
I know. But the same people will tell you that, well, God has forgiven us because Christ died for our sins.
Yeah.
The same people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the hypocrisy is what gets a lot of people out of religion.
Yes.
They're like, wait, you told me that this is a loving God now, but you're telling me that you also judge people and hate people.
Right.
That doesn't jive, man.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna examine this a little bit.
Right. And the second they start asking questions is when they, get either pushed out or they start not liking the answers.
And that's just it. Sometimes it's not even their own doing. People push them out for them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you weren't allowed to ask questions. And then they're like, what?
Right.
What do you mean I'm not allowed to ask questions?
Hang on.
Who said that wasn't a rule? I thought, what?
I read the 10 Commandments. I read the devotionals that you sent me home with.
Yeah.
I read all the rules, and don't ask questions was not in there.
But damn it, we told you not to read about the talking donkey.
Yeah.
I mean, you went ahead and read about the talking donkey, and now you got questions, and fuck you for that. And you should just, you're a heathen. Sorry.
Yep. All of your entire life means nothing now. Bye.
No, we hear that story so often. Not that story that we just told, but like similar thoughts,
similar cases.
Things,
Yeah.
So
to grasp the heel was another phrase, and that also meant to go behind one's back in order to deceive or trick him. And this became the dominant characteristic of that man. Like once you got known as that, a cheater.
I see.
You were that guy. So this is all to say, ancient Jacob is an example of Israel's present deceit in this story.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Such deceit has been a characteristic of Israel from the time of the nation's forefather Jacob, the original Israel. From birth, Jacob showed a desire to get his own way. Okay. As an adult, he struggled even with God. Only when he was forced finally to give in did he win the blessing he so eagerly desired. He is reminded of the extraordinary favor of God to his father Jacob in giving him the birthright. Then the prophet recalls the struggle between Jacob and the man in Genesis chapter 32. That's when he fought in the desert.
Yeah.
Jacob refused to submit to God, so God demanded submission from him in a literal wrestling match.
Right.
And it depends who you ask. I know we covered this at the time. Was that God personified in human? Some people say yes, but then other people are like, no, he can't do that.
It was an angel of the Lord.
It was an angel of the Lord, as they referred to it in the Bible.
Right.
And then others are like, it didn't really happen. It's a metaphor.
Right. Something that's occurring to me right now, and that's that this had to have been like the theme we've been discussing, right? This whole how humans are constantly fucking up and this whole bit about Jacob and everything like that. Prior to Christianity, this had to have been the major focus of what Israelites, Jewish people, understood their religion to be.
Right.
The continual not correctness of their own people, which translates into Christianity somewhat because, we recognize that same thing, right? We only are redeemed by, worshiping Christ or whatever, right? So the same theme is present from the beginning to the end of the Bible, which minus all of the other shitty stuff that happens in there, it's kind of cool.
Right.
It's kind of cool that they stuck to a theme.
I was going to say the unifying theme that threads its way through from beginning to end is humanity has sucked from inception, from the womb, from the time it first landed on the planet.
And I can attest to the fact that we suck.
Sure.
And I think anything that's going to persist in society that's a religion or an idea has to have some semblance of truth, right? I feel like this is that semblance of truth that exists in this religion.
Sure.
That humans suck.
Sure.
Right? We can all agree on that. It's just a matter of which one of us sucks, right? And the religion gives us the ability to blame whoever we want.
Right. But not me personally. Humanity as a whole,
yeah.
but I mean...
Obviously, I'm godly.
Yeah.
That person over there, don't know, but probably
I don't know about
not.
my neighbor because they wore their shirt backwards, and you know how that be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They wore white shoes after Labor Day. Holy fuck.
Thought it was pants.
No, shoes.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I think it's white in general.
Yeah,
you wear white after Labor Day.
Right.
But a lot of times it has to do with like the shoes that you wear with your dress.
Yeah.
You know, your Easter bonnet-y shit. And,
You know that has to do with like it's a class thing, right?
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course.
So, well,
Everything
just to
is.
spell it out for the class here.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that would wear white would be your white collar workers,
Mm-hmm.
and so the after Labor Day not wearing white was to show who were the white collar workers.
Yeah.
Like obviously they are not part of Labor Day. They are not laborers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
I just
They're the poor.
pointing that out.
Yeah. They're the poor.
No, they're the rich.
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I had it backwards. I'm saying it
Right,
backwards.
but the Labor Day was for the laborers.
Right.
So no one liked the rich.
Right.
We still don't like the rich. Like we like to see their downfall. That's a thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it was always a thing to point out, oh, there goes the rich motherfucker over there.
Oh, okay. I had it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all.
That's twice
That's why
this
you
episode.
don't wear white after Labor Day.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So the last half of this chapter is about though Israel is confident in its wealth, God will bring them low. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we're doing fine. And we don't really need to like bend back on what we're doing because
Right.
we're rich and stuff.
And God's like, well, yeah, fuck you.
Hold my beer.
Right, yeah.
Ephraim is accused of pursuing practices that are deceitful while pretending to be honest. He kept a, quote, weight and a weight. Okay? A weight and a weight. That is a heavy one to buy with and a light one to sell by.
Okay.
So that way he's always getting the best
We're talking
deal.
about the scales.
Yes.
The scales are heavy
the
and
weights.
light.
Yeah. The weights for the scales.
Sure.
Yeah. He's always getting the best deal, whether
Right.
he's on the purchasing or seller's end.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
And they're doing that to each other. So like nobody's getting a good deal.
Sure.
But they're all pretending to be like fair and honest even as they're doing this shit.
Right.
So Hosea prophesied during a time of great prosperity, as I said, but spiritual and moral decadence in Israel. When things are good financially, it's hard for people to believe that their society is in trouble. And that's when your book bannings start. JK. So, anyway, merchants have become wealthy by cheating and oppressing the poor, but now they are to receive a fitting justice. They have used their wealth to bribe judges and administrators, but they cannot use it to bribe God because, God knows.
Right.
Their prosperous cities and luxurious houses will be destroyed. And the people of Israel will be forced to live in tents as they did on their journey from Egypt to Canaan.
Oh, not that.
Oh, that's where I got it mixed up. Okay, that makes better sense. I was like, I knew that I was going to be talking about the Exodus in here somewhere. I just put it all together as one.
Got it.
It. This was an experience that Israelites were called each year, the living in tents and all that.
Yeah.
When they lived in a small temporary shelters during the Feast of Tabernacles.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, I thought it was something.
Yeah, we were trying to remember it last time.
Festival of Shelters or something like that, but I think that might have been called something different when we were reading through it.
It might have been that as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Right.
There were some that had more than one name. That might have been one of them.
Sure.
So God had used prophets to speak to his people in many ways. Sure, he did.
Right.
We've
according
talked
to them, anyway.
According to those prophets, yeah. But we've talked about this before, but there were people making claims of all sorts.
Yeah.
And you had no way of knowing which one was actually speaking for God or the word of God or the book of God or what.
Other than their word.
Yeah.
Their word, not God's word.
Yeah.
Their word.
You just had to know.
Right.
Yep. But the people repeatedly ignored the messages and are now to suffer the consequences. Heathen altars that have been built high and stately to add dignity to the pagan gods will will now be destroyed and left like heaps of stone in a field. Again. Yeah. God then threatens to deprive his people of their possessions as they have rejected every means of reformation and given themselves up to gross impieties.
Yeah.
Verse 9 reads, I have been the Lord your God ever since you came out of Egypt. I will make you live in tents again, as in the days of your appointed festivals. Okay?
Yeah.
So as in another translation reads, as in the days of the solemn feast.
Okay.
Which both of these allude to the Feast of Tabernacles, which commemorates the Israelites dwelling in tents in the wilderness. And that was described in Leviticus chapter 23.
Got it.
The materials to make the tabernacles are willow trees of the brook, palm trees, olive trees, and myrtle trees.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Sure. Sounds
He's like,
great.
you know all those trees? You're
need
gonna be making tents out of that shit if you don't get straight.
Okay.
And they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So reproach will return upon Ephraim. Okay, that's what's going to happen as we're approaching the end of this chapter.
Got it.
The previous passage brought up the impending exile of Israel, and now Hosea makes a connection between the coming exile of Israel and Jacob's own exile when he fled from Esau to his uncle Laban in Syria. Okay,
yeah.
Jacob was a shepherd who looked after sheep, but Moses was a shepherd who looked after people. He was a prophet who led God's people, Israel, but just as the people of Israel rebelled against Moses, so they have rebelled against all the prophets after him.
Right.
Their rebellion against God's messengers is really a rebellion against God himself.
But I don't see how you can say that when they don't know that God is speaking at all.
No, I agree. I agree. They have made God angry with them. God is big mad.
Yeah.
And thereby have made their own punishment certain. And as an aggravation of their guilt, they are reminded from what humble beginnings they had been raised.
I just want to point out that if there was a prophet in town for Baal, right? And this person was like, hey, and saying basically the same things, right? That Baal is angry because, you're worshiping this other god over there, and he's going to punish you. But you could say the exact same fucking thing.
Just fill in the blank.
And we don't know that they weren't, right? And so how is anybody supposed to distinguish between those two gods? That's just two gods. There was multiple gods, right? Like I don't know how you're supposed to figure out which one's correct. And I think that most of the people probably were like, I don't really give a fuck, guys. Like, which one do you want us to worship today? For what's the reason? Okay. Oh, we're having a festival today. Awesome. Okay, cool. What's next week? Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah. I totally agree.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
You can't just say this one dude had all the answers and the rest of them suck.
Well, okay. So one might say the same thing about Jesus today, right? Like when we ask, but what about the people who aren't like English speaking, countries, and they live in like forests somewhere, like the forests of Africa, for example, or whatever.
Sure.
Okay. And they've never heard of a Jesus.
Right.
Like, what about them? So they're just doomed to hell, right? Because they didn't take Jesus as their savior.
Right.
And then I swear on all that is not holy that I have heard people actually answer this with a straight face that Jesus visits them and lets them know.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I've heard that too.
So hold on. If you had never fucking told me about it in the first place with your goddamn missionaries,
right,
I would be fine.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have to make the choice.
Right.
But because a missionary came and visited me, now
you're fucked.
Now I'm fucked.
Right.
Like, thanks, missionary.
Yeah, last generation they were fine, but since you showed up this decade, they're fucked.
I didn't even know about hell.
Right.
Like now there's a hell.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Ruined my day.
Right.
So I imagine that that's what the answer would be from religious people. Well, they would just know a different way. When you ask, which one were they supposed to believe?
But we're not even talking about prophets spreading the word now, right? We're just talking about people, right?
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. The answer to the question is, how did they know which person to believe?
Right.
And so the answer to that question is because God would have told them. It's circular logic. It's God is telling them with the prophet. Yeah, but which one should they believe? Well, they should know because the prophet is telling them. But how do they know which prophet? Well, they should know which one the prophet is right. But how? They just do.
Right.
Is the answer.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you even hear yourself?
No, it makes absolutely no sense.
No, it doesn't. The divine judgments about to fall upon Israel are declared to be the result of great provocation. Like I said, God big mad.
Yeah.
So verse 12 reads, Jacob fled to the country of Aram. Israel served to get a wife, and to pay for her, he tended sheep. Okay. That is like a really weird verse. But he's talking about back when, Jacob fled to this other country, and then he served Laban to get first one wife and then another 7 years for the other wife that he had actually wanted in the first goddamn place.
Right.
So Padan means field in Arabic, and Aram is Syria. So remember when we first read through that part of the Bible, and I was always saying Padan Aram is Banana Rama? Yeah. So what they're basically saying really is the Syrian fields, or the fields of Syria. Okay.
All right.
So Jacob fled to Syria.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the place where Jacob ran away from his brother Esau back in Genesis.
Sure.
Okay. He served for a wife, and for a wife he kept sheep. Refers to the period which Jacob spent as a shepherd working for Laban, his uncle, to marry his two wives, Leah and Rachel, Laban's daughters. I like how they just skip over the part. Laban was a motherfucker who tricked him and made him marry his ugly daughter, and then kindly allowed him to work another 7 years for the pretty one that he had wanted.
Right.
Like, Laban's a son of a bitch. Let's just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He served for 7 years for each wife. And again, that's from Genesis. So verse 13 reads, the Lord used a prophet to bring Israel up from Egypt. By a prophet, he cared for him. And we were like, that's too many
prophets.
Yeah, that's words and comparisons, and I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's another translation that reads, and by a prophet, the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved, rather than he cared for him. Okay. By a prophet denotes Moses. Okay. The Lord used a prophet to bring Israel up from Egypt. And by a prophet, the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt. Both of those, regardless of the translation, are talking about Moses. Okay.
Yeah.
So the second half of that is either by a prophet he cared for him, or by a prophet was he preserved. And whether it's cared for him or preserved, that's making an allusion to the same Hebrew word meaning kept sheep. Thus, Israel was kept by God as his flock, even as Jacob kept sheep.
Got it. Okay.
So that's what that meant.
All right.
Okay. So that was chapter 12. Do you feel more enlightened now? Do you feel a little bit better?
I mean, I've had some I actually have had some,
revelations.
Yeah. So I'm happy for what we've learned so far. It's still, there's a lot about the Bible and how God interacts with his people, or whatever the fuck he does, that it's never going to make sense, because it just doesn't make sense.
For me, there's too many layers of metaphor on top of actual people doing things, on top of history, but now we're making more metaphors.
Right.
There's too many layers for me to follow, and that pisses me off, because I'm not a stupid person, but I'm not like an overly bright one either. And I just feel like God should really be trying harder with me, No,
I think that, God likes to punish in generalizations and praise in generalizations, right? He praises swaths of people, and he punishes swaths of people.
Yeah.
And neither one of those methods is correct or good.
No.
No. And
it's lazy.
It's lazy. And I don't feel like it's a good representation of a God who supposedly knows everyone's heart.
Yeah.
Like that does not track with me, and in regard to how a God that knows everything should operate.
I've compared it before to the teacher who walks into a classroom, and two kids are making all the noise. You know who it is. Everybody knows who it is. But the teacher makes the whole class write sentences because it's just easier than calling out the two bad ones, because you already called them out too many times.
Right. Yeah.
everybody take out your pencils. Class was loud, write sentences. And then the one, usually me, that's like, but I wasn't talking. You see me with my book.
Then you get extra in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I swore when I was a child that if I ever had children, that if my kids came to me and said I was punished for other people's bad behavior, that I would march into the school and be like, absolutely fucking not. Like, another example is a kid is late to school. Now we're talking elementary school, right? Or even middle school. Before age 16, when they're reliant on parents or buses or friends, they are not able to drive themselves.
Right.
They're reliant on somebody else to get to school. But if they're late, they get detention. What the ever-loving fuck is that?
Right.
Why is the child in trouble? Why are not you fining the parent? Right?
Right.
Like, you want my kid at school, don't punish my kid. Here, come to this place where you get in trouble for somebody else's crimes all the fucking time. Like, what is more Christian than that?
And they say there's not Christian education in school.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
All right, moving on to chapter 13, the destruction of Israel. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your enthusiasm.
Here we go again. No, it's just like, here we go again. We're
Right?
gonna destroy fucking Israel again.
Scholars suggest that chapters 13 and 14, the final two chapters of the book of Hosea, probably belong to the troubled times that followed Pekah's murder by Hosea. Pekah was the 18th and penultimate, meaning second to last, king of Israel.
Got it.
Hosea succeeded him in or around 732 BCE.
Okay.
Deuteronomistic history records the event in 2 Kings chapter 15. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's when this whole thing takes place.
Okay.
The subject of this chapter and the following one, so 13 and 14, is the idolatry of the kingdom of Israel, referred to as Ephraim or Samaria, just that one time in verse 16.
Right.
Notwithstanding God's past benefits, destined to be the country's ruin. Okay.
All right.
So, verses 1 through 8 are about two pictures of judgment. This chapter begins with observing that the fear of God leads to prosperity, but sin leads to ruin. So you're supposed to never not be afraid. Always fear God, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll get lots of prizes if you're just always walking around looking over your shoulder and trembling.
Well, I do want to say that fear sells.
Yeah.
Fear,
sure as fuck does.
Fear is a very good motivator for
It's
people.
how the NRA stays afloat. Fear.
The NRA?
Yeah. Fear. They're like pushing that.
Oh, the National. Sorry, I was thinking like CIA. I wasn't thinking National Rifle Association.
Yeah, the NRA. They're like, you need a gun for self-protection because everybody is 2 seconds from raping you.
Right. It's how Fox makes. How they get viewers because they constantly keep their viewers in fear of everything that's happening.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. So this chapter begins with God leads to prosperity and sin leads to ruin. Okay.
Yeah.
A truth most visibly exemplified in the sin and punishment of Ephraim. As an aggravation of their guilt, God reminds them of his former favors, which they had shamefully abused, and which now expose them to dreadful punishments. Okay?
Yeah.
So Ephraim prided itself that it was the leading tribe in Israel and that the other tribes did as Ephraim told them. So there was like one verse that was like, when they spoke, the people trembled.
Yeah, it sounded like they were talking about God. Like
right, but they're not.
The way they were referring to Ephraim,
Yeah, they're talking about Ephraim, and basically anytime the king in Ephraim told his subjects to do a thing, they jumped. They were more afraid of their human leader than of God.
Right.
Ephraim must therefore bear the responsibility for the development of Baal worship in Israel. As the morning dew quickly vanishes with the rising of the sun, so Ephraim and all the other tribes with it will soon disappear.
Which is funny because later
and we're going to talk about that. That was our big question was, hold on, God later is like, the dew is great. And we're like, no, but here you, in the first beginning of the chapter, you said it's bad. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay.
All right. So God saved the Israelites from slavery, he says. Sure.
Right.
Looked after them in the wilderness, threw birds at them, and gave them a land.
Actually threw snakes at them, too.
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. And gave them a land that was already filled with people that they failed to subdue.
Yeah.
But in their prosperity, they forgot him. So God will now destroy them. There will be no escape. God tempers these awful threats with gracious promises, and on their repentance promises to save them when no other could protect them. He's like, stop trusting your neighbors. I got you.
Right.
Alas, instead of repenting, Ephraim is full of sin and iniquity, those fuckers. Notwithstanding this, God promises to put forth his almighty power on behalf of his people and, as it were, raise them from the dead. Like, we were like, whoa, are you talking about zombies? Hold on, what? Although in the meantime, they must be visited with great national calamities before he gets around to, like, saving them. Now, what he was talking about was Sheol and the fear of, like, burning in an afterlife. So he wasn't like raising them from the dead, like from their grave. He was
them from making sure they didn't go to hell, the Jewish hell. Yeah,
it's the beginning of a heavenly afterlife.
Got it.
Okay, is what he's not quite saying you're going to go to the heaven. But he is saying, but you're not going to go to hell though.
Got it.
Okay. So we will save you from that, but you have to, accept God and do good and stop being a cheater or whatever.
Okay.
Israel's original desire for a king was a rejection of God. Remember when they were like, we want a king. We need a leader. The people will now find that the king will not give them the security they hoped for. And that's because the kings were all greedy fucks and did bad.
Right.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
The monarchy as well as the nation is doomed. So it's not just the commoners. It's all the way up to the king. Okay. They're all gonna die. They're all gonna die.
Right.
Israel has been piling up sin for years. God's just been letting them pile up them sin after sin after sin. He's like, I'm gonna give you rope.
Sure.
Here's the rope, hang yourself.
Right.
And the punishment for that sin is now to fall upon it in the form of national destruction. There is hope of salvation and new life if the nation responds to God, but it stubbornly refuses to.
Of course they do. Yeah.
It is like an unborn child. Do you remember me going off about this?
Yep.
It is like an unborn child which, when the time for birth has come, refuses to come out of its mother's womb and so dies.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, you cannot.
No.
You need to just never talk about birth and labor and the pains of labor and pregnancy and menstruation. You just need to never talk about a woman's body and whatever happens to it.
Right.
You dumb men. Just stop.
Right.
There can be no more mercy now, okay? Death is certain. He's like, fuck all y'all. You didn't repent, therefore you're all going to die.
Right.
As a hot wind from the desert can destroy the countryside, so the Assyrian army will destroy Israel. It will show no mercy. Sweep the leg.
Karate Kid reference.
Yes. I was wondering if you actually knew that one.
I did.
Sweep the leg.
Yeah.
That's what happened at the end of Karate Kid.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Final chapter of Hosea. Are you ready for this? Chapter
ready.
14.
Yep.
Okay. Real wisdom turns Israel back to the Lord, and Israel is entreated to return.
Okay. All right.
This chapter concludes the prophecies attributed to the prophet Hosea with an exhortation to repentance, a promise of God's blessing, and a concluding verse resembling the wisdom tradition. Remember, we talked about books that were like part of the wisdom tradition. These were just like kind of like Proverbs.
Okay.
They're writings.
It was a little
writings.
different. Yeah.
They're not a real actual story per se. They're just like wise allegories or wise suggestions kind of things.
Right.
Okay. So here's how the chapter opens. Israel's repentance and God's response. By the terrible denunciation of vengeance, which concludes the preceding chapter, the prophet Hosea is led to exhort Israel to repentance. He's like, please stop being bad boys.
Right.
Furnishing them with a beautiful form of prayer, very suitable to the occasion. So I kind of forgot about this until I was rereading it. He does give them like, this is the prayer you have, like it's a specific, this is the prayer that you will read. This is what you say, and that is how you repent.
Okay.
All right. And it's very similar to the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know the rest of it?
We've said it before on the air, but yes, I know the rest of it.
Okay, all right. Upon which God, ever ready to pardon the penitent, is introduced, making large promises of blessings in allusion to those copious dews which refresh the green herbs and which frequently denote not only temporal salvation, but also the rich and refreshing comforts of the gospel. The gospel, that's the New Testament. This is an
apologist saying this.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that's the apologist is like, this is speaking of, Christ to come. Because that's what they had in mind when they wrote that way back when. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So God loves Israel in spite of its sin and rebellion. He's like, I love you, motherfuckers, you gross, disgusting worms, you mountain.
Right.
You worm. And he still desires the people's repentance rather than their destruction, which he shows all the time by always destroying them. He even gives them the words of confession to use in asking his forgiveness. So he's like, just say these magic words. It's like a spell. And then everything will be good. I don't feel like
that's very heartfelt, though.
No. Just memorize this and just say it.
Okay.
Just say it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
In this prayer, they acknowledge their sin. I'm such a piece of shit. And promise that they will no longer look to foreign nations for help. I promise not to call Assyria and Egypt for help anymore. And I'm still a piece of shit. And they're pieces of shit too. We're all pieces of shit. But I promise no more Assyria and no more Egypt, even though they're probably going to kill me.
Right.
Because that's what they do. And we're just this little nation in between.
Yeah.
But okay, God. Yeah. I'm going to trust you because that's what you want me to do. Of course, I don't speak for the rest of my neighbors or the king or whatever. I'm just a little person in my fucking house. But,
right.
But okay, God, I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They will not worship man-made gods. Okay, I got rid of all my fucking Asherah poles and my altars and my pagan whoosies and what's-its. But will trust entirely in God and his mercy.
Because a prophet told us to. Mm-hmm. Not those man-made gods.
Yeah.
But the God that guy down the street told me about.
I chose that one.
That's the one.
Yes, that's the one I chose.
He's not man-made.
No.
That guy's totally with God.
He's perfect and beautiful.
He's got to be, because listen to him. He's speaking for God.
He has the biggest dick.
I mean, he's got to be godly.
His shirt is the shiniest.
Probably.
His teeth are the whitest.
Maybe.
He didn't stink any worse than the others.
Probably.
I could really read his sandwich board sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
That he had a good one.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
The bell he rang, it was a good bell.
Had a nice tone to it, yeah.
I fucked him in the back room, and he's the first guy I ever orgasmed with. That's why I picked him.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I'm going to believe him, and I got rid of all my shit. I said I sucked, and I promised never to call Israel or Egypt for help ever again. I still died.
Right.
I don't understand. Oh, that's right. Because I do these things doesn't mean I'll be rewarded.
No.
I'm supposed to just do it. And whether I get rewarded or not is beside the point.
Right. Because he'll rise you up from Sheol or whatever.
Let me just get this straight. Either way, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
But
one way, hypothetically, according to God, sort of, kind of, maybe, you might burn for eternity.
Right.
Possibly.
But since I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure. You know what? I think I am going to call Egypt and Assyria for help. And I am going to get my Asherah poles back out.
Yeah, because they really haven't defined heaven and hell yet, right?
Right.
So, there's not a lot of assurances of like what's going to happen, and if he's going to kill people regardless based on what the group of people that you're in is doing, it doesn't really matter what you do anyway.
Right.
There's not really an incentive for the individual to appease God.
Yeah. This is not like a every voice counts thing. This is not like vote and every vote counts. This is
if your king tells you to jump, you jump. And if you jump the wrong way, apparently God kills you.
Right. If your king doesn't, your God does.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm a peon. I'm going to go along to get along. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to grow my crop here.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm a girl. I'm just trying to lay down and not piss my husband off and hope he doesn't sell me and that he likes my pussy long enough to let me not die in pain.
Right.
That's what I as a woman am doing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, God promises to restore a repentant Israel. Bullshit. Verse 5 and 6 read, I will be like the dew to Israel. He will blossom like a lily, like a cedar of Lebanon. He will send down his roots. His young shoots will grow. His splendor will be like an olive tree. His fragrance like a cedar of Lebanon.
And it very much pissed me off because he said that the Israelites were bad for being like dew just one chapter ago.
Yeah, because the dew is something that comes and goes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not here to stay.
Right.
And so it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Turns out that's like a comparison metaphor. Okay.
Okay.
So consider the nature of the climate and the necessity of dew in such hot temperatures to preserve life.
Sure.
Then also think about the beauty of the flowers, the aroma of the Lebanon cedars. Like, remember, Lebanon was known for those trees.
Yeah.
The beauty of the olive tree groves, the comfortable coolness of the shade in those trees, right?
Sure.
Hold on. When the people are as dew, it is a negative comparison because it's fleeting. But when God is as dew, it's the most positive comparison.
That makes literally no sense.
You're supposed to know the difference.
That literally makes no sense.
People bad, therefore people do bad. God good, therefore God do bad. Good.
Right.
God do good.
Okay.
Okay.
Bullshit. Bullshit is what it is. You used something two different ways and expected us to take two different meanings from it.
Well, they may have understood it better than we do back in the day. I don't know.
Do they, though?
I don't know. I do not know. If they repent, moving on from the doo-doo, okay, God in his love will give them a spirit of faithfulness to replace their present unfaithfulness. He will bless them with refreshment like dew, beauty and strength, and help them develop fruitful lives for him.
That's great.
Fruitful lives for him.
That's good stuff, man.
Not fruitful lives for him.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Moving along. We're getting toward the end now, okay?
Yep.
Their reformation from idolatry is foretold, and their subsequent prosperity under the emblem of a green, flourishing fir tree. But these promises are confined only to those who may bring forth the fruits of righteousness, and the wicked are declared to have no share in them. Bad. Don't be bad. You don't get praises when you're bad.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
God assures his people that he will give them blessings far greater than those they looked for, but never received from their worship of Baal and their pursuit of prosperity. I'm going to give you secret prizes if you choose door number 1. Don't choose door number 2.
Right.
It's probably gross back there because I don't like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
This epilogue sums up the whole previous teaching of the whole book. Okay. Most scholars agree, though, that it is a later addition in the style of the wisdom literature, as here Hosea uses the Hebrew character that was a rare term in his day for the word righteous. Okay. So that makes sense.
So it was misplaced in the book. I mean, it's added
out of context
because they wanted to sum up something, some message they wanted it to.
They were like, we need this to sound more Christy and more Deuteronomy.
Sure.
And mix those together, put it through AI and see what chat spits out. And this is what we got.
Right.
Okay. The prophet closes his book with a reminder to his readers that if they heed his message, they will find blessing. But if they ignore it, they will meet disaster. We do know from history that the people did not respond to God's appeal.
Yep,
the nation Israel, the northern kingdom, was conquered by Assyria in 722 BCE. Its cities destroyed and its people taken into foreign captivity, as described in 2 Kings chapter 17. The end.
Yep. That's what happened.
Sure as fuck is.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was Hosea.
There wasn't much prophecy about that.
No.
Whole book.
I didn't understand why they kept calling. The prophet says this and he prophesizes that. It's like anybody can stand back and say, if you don't do good, bad things will happen.
Right.
If you do good, good things will happen. And that is so fucking generic that every bad thing now is prescribed to that. And every good thing, too.
The one thing he's prophesizing is the Assyrians coming in and destroying the north, right?
But he mentions it more than once, which means that they knew.
Right. Yeah.
They saw
it was already in progress, right? Like, even if it hadn't fully happened when he had written those things, it was something that was bound to happen based on events.
Yeah.
Because we're talking, Hosea is talking.
He's talking politics, man.
Yeah.
As we've said
again,
before.
Yeah, politics. It's always politics.
Yep. He was part of leadership, clearly, because he knew what was happening with the other nations in the world and who they had been asking for help and where they were shipping the oil, where they got the trees from. Like, he knew everything that their government was doing.
Yeah.
Not because he was a prophet, because he worked in a government office.
I'm just going to call prophets basically politicians.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were.
Yeah.
Old school politicians.
Yeah. With sandwich boards and bells.
Sure.
You know?
Well, and that's how you influence people, right? You say, my God is going to make... That's how you get them to come to your side. You pick your God that's going to cause the most fear, and you make people fear that God, so that they be like, oh, we better fear that God and do those things, right?
Yep.
It's a way to keep people in line. That's all God is. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
You're so annoyed.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is the Bible, right?
Yeah. So next up is going to be our book wrap up of Hosea, which shouldn't be too long because it...
Well, no, I got my weekly wrap up I got to put out first, which will be coming out. And then the special episodes that we do when we finish a book, which includes the entire book wrap up and the You're Always Wrong contradictions. Yes, that's the one, right.
Yeah. And then we'll have our special Patreon, not Patreon, sometimes public episode. Still haven't decided what subject we're doing.
Right.
And we'll get back to you on that. But that will be available live on Wednesday on our Discord at 10 p.m. Eastern.
And this one will be public.
And it will be public.
Yes.
So if you miss it, you can still catch it in our stream. Yeah. And that is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, I think we will start the next book, which what did I say it was? Jose? No, not Jose. What did we say it was? Like
Jeff?
Joel.
It's not Jeff. Yeah.
Jeff.
fucking Jeff.
I was thinking Judah, and I was like, that's wrong, but it does start with a J.
Right. Yeah.
Jeff.
It's
the book of Jeff.
It's the book of Jeff?
We're reading the book of Jeff. Yep. We will start that
Joel.
one. Nope, yeah. Jeff.
All right, guys. That was our Q&A for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll have the weekly wrap-up out here shortly and back with the things we just mentioned. So we'll see you guys then.
Bye!
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.